it's horrendously disgusting to look at. I get dizzy just looking at it.
It's true.
I literally have somebody at my job that she's like into like all the anime games, all the RPGs. She's really playing Cold Steel 1 right now. Like, it's ridiculous.
Bastard.
Low key, does she have a number?
She has a boyfriend already, and to be honest, I wasn't even trying to pursue that anyway. So,
okay, listen.
Bro, I got the same situation at my job. Like, there's a chick who's kind of flirty, but she already has a boyfriend though. She actually wants to start a YouTube channel also, which she says she don't know what she's gonna do. She's just gonna like smoke weed on camera or something.
Bruh,
I mean,
why?
You can do that for free outside.
She's a woman on the internet, so that could pay well for her.
Bruh. Okay.
You know how like there's like those eating channels where just people just eat on camera? You can just do that but smoke weed.
Yeah, people do it.
But instead of doing just regular weed, you do like a different kind of weed every day and just kind of review it.
You review it?
This Gamba Jamba, has a pretty strong hit at the beginning, but just kind of felt.
This ain't kind of bad, but I swear, every time I look at my computer, I swear it's melting. I think somebody laced this. Oh, shit.
This weed tastes like a Cheeto. Wait a minute, this is a Cheeto.
Pupils dilate on camera.
Just grind it up a Cheeto and rolled it up.
No.
You rolled up a ground Cheeto.
Fair warning, we're live, by the way.
Yo.
Oh shoot! Hoping nobody ever watch. Okay.
As soon as I get this tweet out, we will dive into the festivities.
Yay!
Festivities.
If Shadow could put down Cold Steel 3 for 5 seconds. Is that embargo technically?
Yeah, it's like an embargo.
Real talk though. Is this like real or did they like edit the picture?
Well, what's real?
Nah, that's real. That's the Tellurizer. That's real.
I think it's a little bit stretched out.
It looks stretched.
It's stretched out.
I think they had like a regular model in place, but then someone said, "Hey, the tits are not big enough," so they just kind of like clicked and dragged it out.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I think somebody edited the picture and it stretched as well. So
that
it's like one of those like Instagram filters where you know it's fake.
Yeah, and I think
one of those.
Oh man. People are going at this character design. I'm just like, it's not the character design, it's just the boobs.
I just kind of took the elevator without him. I feel bad.
You can either like say how this is disgusting or anything, or you can just roast her.
Or you just beat the meat. That works too.
Rinse, repeat, beat the meat.
Yeah, there we go.
See, I feel like Opie kind of peaked, or like personally me, I feel like it kind of got ridiculous with that chick in Xenoblade 2, Dahlia.
Sorry.
Oh, the bunny.
Icon is still the peak of what the hell.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Dahlia is just fine the way she is,
bruh.
You saw that one image and you think it's like just like that. I think that image was edited as well too, because there's no way she didn't look like that in the game to me.
No, I can't.
Why is everyone freaking out about it? It's like they've never seen anime boobs before. Like this is literally par for the course, my guy. Come on.
Nah, exactly. You know what it is? It's honestly fake outrage. That's all it is. It's people that want attention for the sake of getting attention. That's all it is.
That's what they yearn for, because if they don't have the attention, they don't have the clicks. If they don't have the clicks, they don't have a job.
It's like that one. Yeah, this Riser girl that I retweeted. Or something like that. Somebody told me that they're just looking for clicks. They're just looking for clout. That's it. He likes big boobs on his anime characters too. He's just looking for clout. It's just like, why, bro?
Then why deny what you enjoy? You get more clout by posting anime titties than you do by hating them.
You get more by hating them. You get more
embrace it.
More engaged.
Easy. Start controversy so that more people can discover your SoundCloud.
Exactly.
Speaking of SoundCloud, all of these episodes will be on SoundCloud later today.
Oh,
so,
fancy.
Tweet has been sent out. We've given people enough time. Welcome to the first ever debut episode of Souls. Whoever's in your background, tell them to shut up for a second. The first debut episode of Talk of the Town podcast. I got a whole gaggle of dudes, the most elite of elite people, no pun intended. We got Shadow Elite on deck. What's good, Shadow?
Oh, what's up, people?
Got our boy Other Shadow, G Shadow 007. What's good, G Shadow?
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
Now we got not so shadowy, but he's kind of dark skinned. We got New Type.
The SF stands for Shadow Frontier.
Oh, okay. Color me corrected. We also are joined by the one and only Blaze Blue Master himself, Sosuke the Bro.
Hey, how's it going?
And the fallen content creator, the lost lunatic, the anime One Piece master himself. We got Souls on deck as well.
Yo, by the way, Blake, I tagged on Twitter, but that ain't me.
That ain't you. Wait, is it not you? Wait.
What?
Hold up.
I was waiting for him to
Wait.
find out.
I don't want to fix the tweet
Wrong
again.
black
You giving somebody else clout right now. What's going on?
You got the wrong black guy.
Right. Oh my god.
Yo, Blake, we don't all look the same, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Dang it! All right, that tweet's coming down.
Wow.
Tweet's coming down. Hold
That's
up.
funny.
Hold up.
It's the
No, wait. Hold up. Wait. We are
It's the first
retweeting that.
episode.
Hold up. Wait.
You've already fucked up.
One Souls.
There we go.
Souls.
There we go.
How did-
Bruh, how come that other Souls was actually just kind of like Souls as well? What the heck, bro?
Nothing like me.
All right, cool. All right, that's out the way.
I hate to see it.
Either way, we're gonna get right into this week's topic. So let's start off with everyone's week. What was everyone up to? Start with G Shadow. What was your week like, G Shadow?
Aside from work, we've been going great. Getting back into wrestling, getting into Monster Hunter again. Fuck the berry off. You could kiss my ass.
Slidey boy. Okay.
And currently I'm trying to grind for that sweet, whatever its name's armor.
Tigers?
Brachydios. There you go.
Brachydios. Yeah, Brachydios. Okay, yeah, that thing's fun to fight. Said no one. Except
Hate
me.
them twin blades.
Send me.
They look ugly in world.
So it's a good thing I made an ice weapon.
Excellent. All right, cool. Shadow, what's your week been like?
It's been pretty good. I got back to work this week because last week I went to Disney for about a week, and that was pretty freaking awesome in itself. As far as gaming is concerned, I've been playing Cold Steel 3. You guys know I'm like trying to play that religiously. I'm low key playing Persona 5 on the PC. Not gonna say how I'm actually doing that.
Oh, okay.
But
All
playing that
PC port?
game. Yeah, PC port. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Elite. But playing that game at 60 frames per second. Oh my god, it is glorious.
It's not shadowy without.
Without
mentioning
60
frames
It's
per
gonna
second.
be crazy how Shattered Shadow feels when Persona 5 The Royal is not at 60 frames.
Ah man,
You probably modded to make it 60 frames.
Don't tell him that.
God damn it, G Shadow! Look what you've done.
Man's about to crack his PS4 Pro so he can run this game unclocked.
Yo,
Then get
real
banned.
talk. If
Overclocked.
that's the point, if that's how it got to be, I would definitely do it.
And then get banned off PSN.
I'll have another PS4 ready. Don't worry.
My man ready and waiting.
I mean, I'm gonna buy like 6 copies of Persona 5 Royal anyway. So.
Oh, dang.
Yo, can I get one of those?
Soldier.
Can I get one of those? I mean, if it is coming out like spring next year, that's like right around my birthday. So I mean,
Nah,
if you,
that Canada shipping too much, man.
bro.
Oh yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah,
I can't be doing
Yeah,
that.
that's what I
Man.
was gonna say. Cause Shadow already shipped me something once, and we all know how that turned
Yeah,
out.
that was a nightmare.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. What about you, Newt? What's your week been like?
Aside from school, I've been playing, no-lifing Monster Hunter. And I'm pretty far into the game, but not far enough to be, like, the final, like, monster encounter, which is the Nergigante, which is, like, ridiculously far. Been watching anime. The last episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out, so next season, which is coming out in 2020, will be the 1000th episode and the anniversary of it, so that should be pretty fun to look forward to.
Jeez.
Is it- Isn't it a brand new series or?
I feel like it's gonna be a brand new series, the way they ended the current one.
Okay, because I thought they were gonna go back to Yugi on this one just for the nostalgia.
I don't know. It seemed like the way they edited it is like, no, it's gonna be like a brand new series.
Anything
Oh,
that
okay.
ends this broken Link era that I must suffer through.
Oh, you never know, they might bring it back.
Bring something even crazier.
And then I've been trying to pick up some animes that I've need to keep on watching, like Fire Force and Doctor Stone. Although Fire Force is pretty white bread anime, so I don't know if I want to go back to that.
I mean,
So what? It's just like. Yeah. So like, it's just like what cliche or something like that. It's not that great. Like, what's it about?
It's like the animation's pretty good. I like the opening theme, but like everything else, the character, the story is pretty like by the numbers, no surprises, nothing new, just by the numbers shonen.
Okay.
I
You've
had a
seen like any
coworker-
shonen, you've
See,
seen
I
it.
had a coworker and he said it's one of those just turn your brain off and just relax. It's not like super stressful. There's no super complicated overarching plot. It's just fun to watch.
Like if you want an anime to like just kill time with and like don't want anything crazy, you can watch Fire Force. It's
Not
fun.
gonna lie, Fire Force makes me really miss Soul Eater.
See, I was gonna watch Fire Force because of the art style is the same as Soul Eater. I was like, this looks so good. I need to check it out just because of how much I love Soul Eater.
That's about it.
All right, cool. So, Skip, what you been up to this week?
Mostly practicing in Blaze Blue for that eventual 2.0 patch. I can't wait. Adachi.
Tag. Oh, okay.
Can't wait for Adachi to drop. That's the character I've been waiting for like a good minute, and I was hoping he would get in out of some, like they could have bullshitted and said, no, it's different logo. Other than that, also...
Isn't like Blaze Blue also like canon to Persona now or something like that?
No.
It's a crossover game. They're
No,
usually
like,
not canon.
So it's the Persona crossover games are canon to themselves, but when they cross over with other franchises, it's not canon.
The reason behind that is Shin Megami Tensei bullshit. I ain't getting into that. Other than that, my week's been fine. Been playing Code Vein, actually playing it right now, because it's actually really good.
So
People
it's
give it
more than
shit because
just
anime titty.
it's more than just anime souls then.
Yes, like honestly, Dark Souls doesn't have this deep a customization when it comes to not only character but moveset. So it's actually a little more than just different weapons. You actually get different skills and shit to work with. But it's overall pretty good. But that's been my week really.
Let me ask you real quick, Sosuke. How does the like hit feel in battle?
It actually feels pretty solid, and passing from one enemy to another is really what combat's all about.
Okay.
Is it worth $60?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Because I felt like that was like a $40 game.
I would say I'm waiting for Black Friday right now because Bandai games
I was
like
thinking the
consistently
same.
drop.
I'm waiting for that winter sale, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
mean, if y'all pick it up on PS4, let me know and I'll help y'all out. I'm willing to do so.
So how's the multiplayer
feel like-
work in that game?
You set up a password like in Dark Souls if you want to play with your friends only, search for a distress signal, and then you just drop into their world.
And you just like co-op it?
Yep.
Interesting.
So it's not like when Dark Souls where you have to wait at a certain section to do the multiplayer.
No, you can just drop in, help them. After you kill the boss, go to the next area, call them back.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, cool. Souls, what you been up to this week?
Honestly, not really much. Just working and coming home and doing it all over again, rinse and repeat. But today I did watch some anime. Started the first episode of Princess Principal. I've been meaning to watch that one for a while.
Yeah. I wanted to watch that one too because it's got the same artist as Summon Night.
Yeah. The art style is really good. The animation is good. I just watched the first episode. I watched it dubbed. And they use that like London British accent type thing. And it's not bad. I enjoyed it.
Is it like action or something like that?
Yeah,
Or is it just
it's like little like it's just full of girl spies, like young girl spies.
Okay, that sounds about anime.
Yeah, pretty anime. It's very anime. You got your assassin. You got your little samurai girl who has a little like Asian accent in the English dub, which is funny. But yeah, I only watched the first episode. It's got me intrigued. It's only 12 episodes long, so I'll keep watching it. And for some reason, I also watched because I want to rewatch part 1 Naruto, the OG. So I've been watching that up to that Zabuza arc.
Oh, so good.
And I've been playing the One-chan Bara.
Oh,
on PC.
Nichimata.
I gotta say the PC port is trash. Don't buy it. Get it on PS4 because I had to do so many workarounds to install so many mods just to get it playable.
F in the chat.
Gonna be streaming with Sosuke some more Tales of Grace's F on that insane mode later. So stick around. I know you hate it, but we're gonna have some fun.
See,
And
when I get home tomorrow, I bet not hear you say, all right, so I found an even harder difficulty.
Why do you do this to
Maybe.
yourself?
Hey
him,
man,
not
I'm
me.
looking for a thrill. Mainly because I beat it already, and I just want to give myself a challenge. I don't know, it's streaming purposes. I want to make the stream interesting. Maybe get some highlights.
There you go.
My
That's what I'm doing with Nocturne.
Exactly. I'm on my Shadow Run. And lastly, I'd probably say after that, I'll probably hop into Neo because I got the complete edition. Not looking forward to it because that Mark of Mastery, just whatever it was called.
That's only that's a hodgepodge level. So like, it's not gonna be that ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Because like literally after I beat that, I felt like I just ran a freaking marathon.
But nah, the actual level in game is later on to a point where you're actually at a good level, so you'll be alright.
Okay. Okay. Cool. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, cool. As for my week, what have I been playing this week? I started JoJo. Everyone was
finally
was
now wait a minute. Where did you start?
I started with part 1, I guess.
Yes, that's Jonathan,
the manliest man of all.
I think I'm 10 episodes in. I just saw the first episode that featured Joseph.
Nice.
Good goat.
What'd you think?
And so, all right, so let me say, without going too heavy into spoilers, my man Jonathan did not deserve the life given to him. That man had a terrible life, bruh.
All because of that man.
All because
came into his life.
You thought you thought you were gonna have a nice life, but it was me, Dio.
Oh no, Dio.
And I can definitely see where some of the hype comes from for this franchise. But I feel like some of the time it's just stupid. Why they gotta sit there and explain everything they doing for the next like 5? The monologues, like they gotta explain.
Are you watching in dub or sub?
Oh, a sub easily, fam.
Oh, thank
easily.
God.
Okay, bro.
Isn't it?
No, the dub isn't that bad.
It's not bad, but if you want the full JoJo experience,
if you watch
gotta
dub,
watch
you can't
sub.
hear Dio go.
Yeah, that too. Like little things that they do in dub.
Because in dub, Dio is voiced by Patrick Seitz. So,
who's kind of getting annoying because he's voicing like every big buff guy. I'm tired of hearing his voice now.
Bro, they all start to look the same.
This is why I preferred him as Ragnar. Ragnar ain't a big buff guy. He's just very angry at the world.
Yeah. Like, I think he's in Fire Force.
He's in a lot of things, but what were we saying, G-Shadow?
I don't know.
Didn't it start out as like a Fist of North Star parody?
Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
And then Iraqi just took it and ran with it.
Just make it his own thing.
We got personas, we got vampires, we got aliens, we got zombies, we got wherever the fuck that is.
We got fitness gods. We got it all.
Even though towards like the ending, they kind of stopped getting buff.
What's Jonathan? Jonathan reminds me of another shonen character. I think he was in J-Stars. Toriko.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He looks very similar. Like
Chef
the blue hair
guy.
and the buff.
Mm-hmm.
If they were side by side, I mean, I'm not saying all tall blue haired guys look alike, but I mean,
That was my main in J-Stars, actually.
Well, technically, Toriko would then be an XP of him because that manga didn't come out until way after JoJo.
okay, fair. In terms of games I've been playing as well, I've also been No Life in Monster Hunter. I'm pretty content with what I basically fought everything that I know about. I think the only thing I didn't fight was like the final Nurgle.
Oh my god.
But aside from that, Shadow, you good?
Nah, I accidentally watched like the opening to Persona 5 Royal.
Oh no.
I got spoiled.
Okay.
I watched it. It was so freaking good.
I mean, like, my fault. Not the opening, the opening gameplay, like the prologue
I
gameplay.
didn't do that. No,
I watched that. I said, "Oh man, I already got spoiled." God damn it.
Damn.
What, did they change it or something?
Yeah, they changed
Yeah,
it.
they did.
Yeah, they changed it.
Oh, they did. I saw
Oh,
like
boy.
2 screenshots and immediately muted the word Persona 5.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, that's like out now or soon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it comes out the end of the month.
Review code's supposed to be out,
No,
right?
end of October in Japan, I believe. But like,
And it
you know,
won't come out until.
Oh,
next year
that's
here.
right.
I mean, granted, I'm gonna miss out on some Makoto fan art, but Persona 5 is a word, but it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely gotta mute that as well. But aside from that, I just started Resident Evil 0 today, starting off my spooky month of October, where we'll be playing basically every Resident Evil game aside from 4, 5, and 2 because I've already done those. So it's basically just the ones I have left. So we're gonna start with 0, then we're hitting 1, Revelations 1 and 2, then 6 and 7. I'm gonna be real with you. 0, I like the story, I like the characters, I hate the gameplay. I cannot.
Yeah, Zero's got a problem when it comes to gameplay. It's not that fun.
I cannot mesh
It's
with
not
this game.
fun.
Wait, was that the one with Rebecca?
Yeah.
Yes, Rebecca.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't like all the item finding, like the backtracking. Oh man.
Control-
Oh, Blake hasn't even gotten to the worst part.
Controlling 2 characters is. It's,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The game is more of a task and a chore than a.
I don't think I ever beat that
Horror
one.
experience.
It feels like one of those games where if I didn't already commit to it and tell everyone I'd do it, I'd just watch it like I did for like some of the Kingdom Hearts games, because it feels like, honestly, this. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this too much. I think 1 is also on tank controls as well.
Yes, however,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
not like 0.
Yeah, it's way better.
Way better?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
If you play the remake one, you can just switch between tank control and like
Oh yeah, you can do
regular
that.
controls.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
Improved
like
it.
actually do it if you don't want to.
Rabbit did get you the remake, right?
It's on Steam
For
so-
1?
It's the Steam version, so I'd imagine so.
So
Okay,
you would be
yes.
missing out on the cheesy, corny lines from the PS1
Oh
game.
well, he could watch it on YouTube.
Ah, man, but
Shame.
the original got like a scary atmosphere that even like the remake doesn't capture. That's I don't know, but
Oh, unless you played the DualShock port.
Don't play that. Bad music all around.
I feel like some one of the things with the 0 is what makes it so scary is how you feel like you have no control over anything.
Yep,
Like
that's
when-
what tank controls do.
I literally, I'm so used to like. By the time I was done Resident Evil 2, I had mastered everything. I could like speed run the game. I could like juke zombies and whatnot. And now I come to this game, and she's like sitting there waving her gun up and down, shooting at things and missing. And I'm like, I don't understand this axis. I don't understand.
You gotta let it drop sometimes.
That's why when it comes to Resident Evil games, I would I would start with the older ones to get used to those awful controls so you can master them, and then play the better ones and breathe through them better.
I feel like though, if you start someone with Resident Evil 0 and they don't mess with it, they're gonna like think the entire series is this bad.
yeah,
I wouldn't start with that. I would start
Definitely.
with like at least 2. A lot of people love 2.
Maybe
I started at 1.
I started
two,
at 3.
probably.
I was started with 4 because Rabbit told me, my friend Rabbit, he said 4 will give you a good feel of what it is because it gives you a little bit of everything.
Plus, it has very low relations to the past games. So
That too as well. You
Yeah.
can kind of play.
Yeah, unless
4.
you're a graphics whore and just don't like old school graphics, you'd
Well,
be
see, the thing is
disappointed
though,
going back.
it's like, 4 doesn't even look that bad, honestly.
Yeah, it really doesn't look that bad. It's
It
decent.
holds up well.
No,
Yeah.
it holds up.
it's still a pretty good looking game.
I mean, when you compare any past Resident Evil game to the 2 remake, then well,
I mean, it's hard to compare.
it really is.
That's a whole nother beast.
Oh, just a real quick question. Do you guys think Resident Evil 2 should be nominated for Game of the Year?
definitely.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it
it
should
is
deserve
technically
nomination.
a brand new game, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people that says, "Oh no, you can't have a remake as a Game of the Year candidate."
If it was a remake, it
No.
would be literally the same game, just
It's
better.
So then, what else? What else do they have for nominations? Out of curiosity.
What else going? They're gonna have Days Gone, despite the fact I absolutely did not mesh well with Days Gone. I think Days Gone's kind of trash.
But Blake, the story.
The story, I will genuinely admit, the story did have my interest, but the gameplay put me far, far away from it.
Star Killer.
That too.
What else came out this year?
You know,
Borderlands.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding's gonna be there.
3.
Borderlands
Death
3.
Stranding.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nintendo games don't. Well, if they're not Zelda or not Mario, they don't genuinely show up at Game of the Year.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
because Fire Emblem is my Game of the Year currently. It was Resident Evil 2
Oh,
remake.
Fire Emblem Three Houses is definitely going to be on there.
Fire
Probably.
Emblem 3 has.
I
I'm hoping it is, but I feel like Fire Emblem has never ever been close to a Game of the Year award. I'd love
Yeah.
for it to be
Well,
there.
Well, we did have Persona a few years back, so you never know.
Whoa! Persona is Persona. Like, let's not put Persona in the same, atmosphere of Fire Emblem now, please.
I mean,
Well-
we got. I'm looking at this through. Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at this through the lens of the businessman that doesn't give much of a fuck about those games.
But isn't like Fire Emblem still considered more of a niche game?
Sadly.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Probably
I'd
not
say-
after this, considering it's the best-selling Fire Emblem game today.
I'd say
Is it
after Three Houses, we'll probably see it become more mainstream. Nintendo already treats Fire Emblem like it's one of their main flagships. Like they give Fire Emblem more love than Donkey Kong, F-Zero, and Metroid put together.
And that's astounding, considering that they were close to canceling the whole series.
Really, yes.
Until Awakening swooped in and saved it.
Not many fans will admit that.
Thank you, Crumb. You did your job. I guess you too, Robin.
Don't forget Lucina.
Or just, you know, wife.
This about Crumb.
Sergeant.
This about Crumb.
No, it's about Lucina. She carried it back. Her back's broken.
Her flat back.
Oh,
front.
Okay, we're
Wow, I didn't know this was a Lucina roast stream.
okay. We're
No,
not
I
going to
like
get into
Lucina.
this.
Yeah, Lucina's fine.
Let's
Before you
move
know it,
on.
Triple S.
Let's move on to our next topic. So this is hot off the presses. Everyone's talking about it. So Sony's state of play. Now, before everyone hops down and just said I think we all agree it was some hot garbage.
Yeah,
was
well,
bad.
Most definitely.
I think
I'm
if
waiting.
you're
What I
not a
missed?
fan of The Last of Us, it's even worse. Because The Last
Like,
of
I
Us
like the first.
was their big pull with this presentation. I respect that because I know a lot of people are looking forward to that game, so I kind of understood the appeal with that. But aside from that, they showed just to recap what they showed. They showed Humanity, a new Modern Warfare trailer. They gave us more medieval news, including a demo. They showed us 30 seconds of what we thought to be a Death Stranding trailer, which then vapored into a PS4 Pro bundle. They showed us Rise. What's that?
Can I just say that I absolutely hate the way the controller's colored?
Bro, the controller's just piss yellow, but we're
Piss yellow does not work with me. I'm sorry.
I mean, they could have sold that
Especially
like,
since
by
the
itself.
character fucking pisses in the game. Like, I'm sorry. It's just...
it goes hand in hand. They also showed Arise, a simple story, which to me screamed Journey and Abzu, that kind of atmosphere. So that actually did pique my interest.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's by the same developer, honestly.
I can see that.
They also announced they're bringing Civilization to the PS4, and I thought that was already on consoles, and I thought it came to Switch late,
I was
but
kinda
Switch
surprised.
I feel like
already.
that comes out like a little too late.
I feel like that's just. I feel like you can definitely tell they're at the end of a console era with some of the games they're bringing out.
PS5, the new Xbox, are probably going to come out next year.
No, I'll say 2021.
Well, no. Microsoft
somewhere
said
at
at
fine.
E3 last year they'd have that Scarlet would launch next Christmas.
Really? Oh, well, rip.
We don't know when Sony's gonna do their stuff, but Sony doesn't like to be far behind. Because I think they were late with PS3 and they kind of suffered. That's why 360 was kind of dominating the generation for the latter half of it.
I hope they don't pull a Sega Saturn with the PS5 and then announce it at E3 and be like, "Oh, it's available now."
What?
Yeah.
That happened?
Yeah, the Saturn.
Saturn?
They announced the Saturn,
Oh, yeah.
and then after they announced it, they were like, "It's on store shelves right now," and it bombed.
It was a colossal failure because the games weren't ready yet.
Yeah,
Hell, the console wasn't ready yet.
literally, they had to break up all the additional parts for the console, sell
And
them
that
out
was-
the rest of the year.
And that was literally the first E3, too, which is hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Way to make an impression.
They also showed a game called Watam. I don't specifically remember that one. They also showed off LA Noire VR, which looks cool enough, but Last of Us
I don't give a
2.
shit.
They also showed off, or they also said they're going to be doing Last of Us free on PSN next month, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good business. Get everyone
So-
interested in the first game now, and then have them pre-order the second game for when it comes out in February.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, I played the first game, like, when it came out on PS3. It was... I wouldn't say it's Naughty Dog's best, but I did end up liking it. I can see why some people don't like it.
So you say it's a good game?
Yeah, it was a good game, but not like... I think Jak 2 is ultimately Naughty Dog's best work ever. Not Jak 2, Jak 3.
Checker.
Jak 2 is kind of... I don't know about that game.
yeah.
But... I don't know. Last of Us 2, there's just something about it that rubs me the wrong way.
Was it Sony's E3 last year? Focused entirely towards it, and they spent like 3 minutes just Ellie tonguing down this random chick.
I mean, I'll probably end up playing it, but I don't know. Just something about it that just doesn't really gravitate me.
Not enough Joel.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I just probably have to see more of it.
I think Last of Us 2, like, okay, so I played the first Last of Us. I beat it a couple times. I can't really remember the middle. All I remember is the beginning and the end. And I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. I enjoyed The Last of Us.
It's okay, but I think my issue is that we had so many zombie games came out that last generation that Last of Us just felt like it didn't feel special at all. The only thing
I
special
think
about it is
it's
that the
because-
zombies have these giant mushroom heads, I guess. But
Yeah. I think it's because they really weren't trying to make the zombies the focus of the game, more so just
the characters.
the characters. Yeah,
That's like literally every other zombie media ever.
Kinda sucks.
but I'm
It's like-
actually I'm not gonna say I'm looking forward to The Last of Us, but I am definitely gonna get it and play it and see how this story unfolds. They kind of I don't want to say they spoiled the story in this trailer, but they kind of left some questions answered, and just the way they set it up, and it was pretty cool seeing Joel appear at the end. Now, here's my thing though. Remember,
Calling it now, Ghost Joel.
I was gonna say, you remember how people were saying, "What if Joel's dead is just like an hallucination or something?" What if that's still the case? Like, what if at the end he's still not there? That's just how.
Imagine.
In her head, they just show his
so
grave or
messed up.
something. That'd be a pretty cool little twist.
A cool little twist.
Yeah.
That'd be people being salty that Joel's gone and they bought the game for the wrong reasons.
I mean, you
I would
know
be
it's
happy
something if you
because I
play the whole
called it.
game and you don't use Joel. He just keeps like supporting you. That'd be
Supporting my
hilarious.
brain.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Shadow, you've been quiet. You got anything to say about Last of Us 2?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it myself. I did play the first Last of Us, and I really loved it a lot. Like the atmosphere, the graphics, the sound, voice acting, everything was amazing about it. Especially at the time, even though there was a lot of, get this plank, get this ladder crap. I was like, but the story, the ending, the cliffhanger ending, oh my god, that was something else at the time that just blew me away. As far as this one goes, especially without the multiplayer, I really didn't play the multiplayer much myself. It sucks for people that actually cared about it.
Bruh, it hurt me so bad. I love the multiplayer.
Really, so you played that multiplayer?
Yes, I did. You can look at my trophy and hours and whatever. You can see I put a lot of time in that game.
I was about to say I was going to ask.
I never really talked about it. I was kind of in the closet, but I actually streamed it one time.
You did, yeah.
It was a long time ago before I knew any of y'all.
Okay.
But I love that multiplayer. It was fun. Like, it's coming out for free on next month on PSN. If y'all ain't play it, pick it up. If you got PS Plus.
Why do you think they took out the multiplayer?
I think it's like they said they're trying to do something ambitious and huge, so they're probably going to make something more dedicated to just solely the multiplayer to be as ambitious as their single player.
I don't know about that because I feel like they had the plan to make the multiplayer. It's just that it's not coming together anymore at this point because it's coming out in February. So the game's got to be like almost done or close to just like QA testing at this point. So I think they bit off a little bit more than they can chew, and they just decided to drop it altogether because they hired people prior for multiplayer, and then all of a sudden it's just they pulled the plug on it.
Oh, you think they just saving face when they said they still working on something?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But they might it might come back in an update because I think one of the guys, the developers, said that they're bringing it back in some form or fashion in the future.
If I may interject about this, what if it isn't the multiplayer from last time, it's like some type of cooperative campaign that they're trying to do?
I wouldn't like that.
I mean, that's as ambitious as I can think when it comes to Last of Us.
Just because their multiplayer was pretty ambitious for what they made. It wasn't like your average like team deathmatch or anything. It was 4v4 camp control. It was really good.
It was good, surprising, especially at the time when it came out on PS3. Because around that time, like games were coming out and they were just attacking on multiplayer.
Yeah,
multiplayer was a new wave, but that multiplayer, supposedly, I didn't play much of it. Was actually really good.
It was really good,
yeah.
and I like that it was 4v4 modes because it kept things confined, like with your teammates and kind of nitty gritty. You can only keep. It was like in a close, tight squad. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Does the PS4 version that's going to be free next month have the multiplayer to it?
It should.
Yes, but I think you need PlayStation Plus to play it.
We need PlayStation Plus to get the game.
Yeah, you needed that.
That's true. But like, if you want to keep playing it afterwards.
Well, actually, if you get a game off of PS Plus for free, you still need PS Plus just to play it in general.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to need PS Plus for anything nowadays that has anything to do with online.
which kind of
Okay.
sucks.
All right,
Indeed.
cool. So, in conclusion, how do we rate State of Play? This one, at least.
Hot doodoo butter.
Sleep out of 10.
It didn't really do anything
Booty
besides
butt
regurgitate announcements we already know, and all
Honestly,
the
all
games
the
that
stuff-
they did announce, like they weren't really good.
Everything they announced in this freaking State of Play could have been a commercial.
Yeah, I think they did this because of Last of Us. They wanted to get the release day out there, and they really want to make State of Play more prevalent, something similar to the Nintendo Directs, like make them more because you know how everybody goes crazy for Nintendo Directs. Twitter is ablaze when Nintendo Directs happen, so they're trying to do the same thing.
and
Nintendo
Last
could
of Us
announce a
was-
direct like 3 months in advance, and people will be talking about
Counting
it till
down the
day it
days.
happens.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
They did that for a Direct in October, the one that had Cloud in it. They said special Smash Bros. Presentation coming like December 5th, 2015 or something like that.
I just wish Sony would stop like having these directs for really just one game. They know daggone well they need to at least wait
Like,
until they
that's
have more
Twitter,
games.
That's a Twitter announcement. Maybe a
Yeah, exactly.
YouTube video.
See,
at
if
most.
if Sony wants to properly rip off Nintendo, they should split Sony presentations and indie presentations. Cause like I think
'Cause that's why we have indies.
Like yeah, exactly. Like all these like what would Sony call them? Sonys?
Yeah.
Like they like all these like Humanity, Arise, Watam, like those are all like, dare I say, not in a bad way, but like low tier games. Like Nintendo always brings their good stuff to directs. Like they never normally have like just filler stuffed in there. Like it's normally when you go into Nintendo Direct, you know you're going to walk away with something you didn't already know about. Like the last one, we learned they were bringing like Divinity Original Sin to Switch. Like who would have thought they were bringing Divinity Original to Sin to Switch? Right?
Yeah, they have something for everybody. Like there's
Exactly.
they'll try to find something for you, even if you're not a Nintendo fan.
I just think at this point Sony is just trying to build up the catalog because next year the next generation of consoles is coming out, so I think the State of Plays next year will be a lot more better.
Yeah, hopefully it's just the early State of Play.
This is just the early stuff. They don't have that much, and they really wanted to get that Last of Us release date and all the hype surrounding it to further boost up State of Play's notoriety. That's
Now, this is just the thing about State of Play's like aesthetic. I feel like if they want to like grip people, like the opening of it shouldn't be so cut and dry. They should use the PlayStation 2 startup because that's something everybody knows, and it would actually entice some kind of oh shit, what's about to happen? Because the PlayStation 2 startup is so iconic to a lot of people, especially a lot of gamers around like my age, 21 to like 26. They love that sound just because it's such a good feeling to hear.
It will be cool.
Days.
And even the PS1.
Yeah, just go with that too. Upres the way it looks.
Yeah,
Have that be
would
the
be
opening.
nice. It sounded like you remember how when you watch movies that little what was that? THX? What was that little sound effect?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It'd be like that's
nostalgic. Yeah,
Damn, I haven't heard that in years.
yeah.
All right.
Alright, what's next?
Cool. All right, moving on to our next topic. So our boy Gogeta is now out in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I've been seeing some stuff on my timeline. Interesting. I love this little detail because this is Broly Gogeta, and they added Janemba as well, who was I think Janemba's the first person Gogeta fought.
Yes.
It was originally a movie because Gogeta was originally just a movie thing.
Yep.
Right.
So I guess it's canon now?
Most
technically,
definitely.
yeah. So
No, Broly's canon.
in
Broly
order
versus
to kind of replicate that fight in the game, they have him powered down from Super Saiyan Blue to regular Super Saiyan just to catch the foot. Janemba looks at him like, "Oh no, you didn't," and then he gets folded. Oh, I love that detail so much.
That Stardust breaker, he wasn't ready for it.
So freaking clean.
See, I still don't have Fighter Z, but out of all the Arc Sys games, Fighters was when I played the open beta or the free beta on PSN. Like, I actually genuinely enjoyed that game.
It's literally made for people who like aren't really into fighters or don't have the time to put into like fighting games. Yeah, it's made for those type of people. So if you just pick it up and play, you'll have a good time.
Yeah, they literally did the same thing with Persona 4, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
and
fans are going to play this
BlazBlue
game, so we're going to make this like, simple enough.
Then Persona 4 Arena Ultimax came out, and That got a little too advanced.
Turned it up to an 11.
I used to play
All
that
right,
shit
enough kids
religiously.
game. Put on the gloves.
Part of me wants to go pick up fighters, but do you think they'll release like an Ultimate Edition now that the DLC's done?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Yeah, they most
Absolutely.
definitely will.
Wait, was that all the
Probably
DLC?
next year?
Because
Early
all they're missing is the Dragon Ball, the Broly, the movie version of Broly from the new one, and then all the DLC characters will be out.
Oh, you know they're doing that.
So they're officially done DLC. Like you don't think we'll see like Kale or Kefla in the future?
I feel like we
like
will.
we-
I feel like we will. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll get another
Wait.
season pass.
Yeah. It'll be like everything included in season 1 or something like that, and
Yeah.
then they'll do a season 2 from there, and then the
Yep.
following year they'll do season 2 edition, game of the year edition, whatever. It's the same thing. Our system
Something
works
like
on
Street
this,
Fighter
that.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Bandai Namco. You know, they
Oh,
real.
wow.
Because Arxis doesn't handle the marketing for fighters; they just handle the mechanical stuff.
I would say I haven't checked like the sales chart, but I feel like Fighter Z is one of the better selling Dragon Ball games in the last few years.
Oh, yeah,
it
most
is.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Far.
Fighters has a lot of hype around it. Like even if you don't play it, you'll know about it.
Because it's by a good developer. It's the game that everybody wanted since they were children. A
Yeah.
2D Dragon Ball Z fighting game. There were 2D fighting games before, but they sucked.
We don't talk about
Ultimate Battle 22 sucked. The Super Nintendo games, I think they were like 2D. They sucked.
Actually, the DS ones were pretty good.
Yeah, they were. They were solid.
So that's another reason why. And it's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball generally sells well, even despite how lackluster the games tend to be.
Yeah, it's usually what it is.
But also, real quick, back to Gogeta. I'm actually very surprised and impressed with how much they packed, like how many combos and attacks they packed into him from the Broly movie, plus the attacks from the Janemba movie.
Fusion Reborn was the shit.
Yes, sir. I'm impressed. Good job, Arxis.
I'd say their quality control with fighters is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely had much better support than Gundam Versus.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Gundam
If you're
versus.
listening, please give us a Gundam game.
They didn't even have quality control.
Give us hell. If they can really go to extra mile, give us a SRW fighting game, just please.
There is
Bro.
one, but
Yeah, OG
We don't
Endless,
talk- that
Endless
don't
Battle.
That
is it
don't
like
count.
Infinite Battle?
I think it was Endless
I'm
Battle. It was on
talking
the
about one with,
PS3.
I'm talking about one with anime in it.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Oh, okay. So you mean like Mazinger versus Getter versus Go Gaga, etc., etc.
The good shit.
That sounds like a great fighting game that would never see
Actually,
the West.
there is one like that.
Is there?
Oh god.
It was like made for 64.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, we don't. Okay, never mind. Then
We
sounds like
that
don't
don't
even
count.
need to mention that no more.
So what you're
If it ain't
saying,
made by Arxis, I don't count it.
what you're saying is put it on the N64 Classic. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Hey, what y'all think the next big anime game the Arxis is going to do? One Piece, Naruto?
Oh,
Give me a Bleach fighting game.
yo,
I
low
think
key,
Bleach would be perfect.
I would love Bleach.
I'm tired because I love Bleach.
I would love a J Stars game in that style.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That would be amazing,
take
too.
Jump Force, like the roster of Jump Force, and just make it better.
Making it too. Honestly, Arxis should have handled it, but I understand. Jump J Stars and Jump Force are like.
I feel like if they do
Gotta
like
have-
Jump Force, J-Star, they would just go for the more safe picks, but I want them to go a little bit more wacky.
Seriously. Like, make Lala from Two Love Ru playable.
Bro, please, I genuinely wanted to love Rue back in Jump Force.
I don't know, but
You know how
people
they took out all that like saucy stuff in Jump Force, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Because
One
I,
Piece serious.
yeah, exactly.
It was less flash and more. Look, you punched Cell and now he's bleeding.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the game is still trash either way.
It
Most
is-
definitely.
People are just
This is why I
dumb.
play J-Stars.
J Stars was so much better. That 2v2. Oh, go back to my
2v2
channel.
or
if you wanna
one
see some
support.
good 2v2 matches.
People are just
Absolutely.
done with the 3D anime brawlers. It's just oversaturated. Give me something different.
See, I feel
I
like
don't know if they are because I think they're selling.
They are, but like they aren't selling they're selling for the wrong reasons. It shouldn't be the
kinda
game.
You know,
Like,
I
it shouldn't
kind
be
of
the
hate
name
that.
sells.
I
It should
kind of
be
hate that they're selling like hotcakes as.
Well, because
we
of
just keep
nostalgia.
getting these.
Because of nostalgia, because of fan service, that's the only reason those games generally do well.
And they don't have to make it overly complicated like a battle system or
So
like,
you can
Yeah.
You just make it a masher, and then like the average casual fan wants to play it, and they don't want to go into in-depth gameplay.
Which, if I may bring this up, I hope this fairy tale RPG that's coming out leads to more anime games that come out that are actually RPGs and not just Kakarot and Fairy Tail. They need to open the gate and give us like it's not just a brawler. You can have like an RPG or an action RPG.
I mean, look at Fist of North Star. That game was great. That game was awesome. Give me more of that.
I don't know about Kakarot. I think that game looks like hot garbage.
Whoa! Kakarot,
solid.
Kakarot. It's by CC2. It's by CyberConnect.
Yeah. No.
I think the problem they probably might be thinking is the fact that we're doing this fucking DBZ story again.
No, I don't mind that. I haven't relived the DBC story in games for a long time, so I'm good with that. It's just that the general gameplay looks like crap, honestly.
Okay, Shadow. I'm not gonna lie. When gameplay was first coming out, and it was still early in development, I kind of had the same feeling. It wasn't selling me. But lately, like some of the gameplay they've been showing has been selling me on this game. Like, cause it's literally the legacy of Goku games, but expanded and better. And it's looking so good. Like the leveling up system increases your speed, little things like that. It just looks really good.
I'm not taking word for it. I don't know.
It has potential, and honestly, the quality it almost feels like Bandai almost always puts more budget and effort into Dragon Ball because it's Dragon Ball than every other anime series. Like Jump Force was kind of eh. I kind of feel like even like My Heroes One's Justice, that game was
that was awful.
Like
trash. It's okay. You can say it.
It was hot garbage. It was hot garbage. I will say. But
it was.
So does everyone agree with that? Because I thought I was just being harsh on it because I grew up.
Looked at it. It was pretty.
It was just another shitty
garbage.
It was pretty sliced bread. I'm not gonna lie.
It was just another shitty 3D anime brawler. Except
bro, yeah, I remember that tweet I put out a long time ago where the Midoriya's special attack was literally exact same as Sakura's special attack. But way worse.
Let me just throw this out here because this will probably piss people off. That One Punch Man game is also probably not going to be good either.
Oh, that looks trash.
It looks
gameplay for some reason. I have never seen Speedo Sound Sonic move so slow. Why is this man moving so slow?
Like, stop. Like, just stop with the 3D brawlers for a while.
See,
like,
I thought because I grew up...
It's easy to make.
I thought because I grew up with the Storm trilogy, I just thought that they set the bar way high and everything else just felt bad to me. But no, I think everything else just coming out has not been able to match Storm.
Oh, absolutely. I remember playing Storm 1 and Storm 2, Storm 3. They were fun games. Those were really good games.
I just felt like it got stale after a while. Like I got burnt out. I
feel like you play the Storm games for like their story, and you play like the multiplayer maybe for like a couple hours, and then you're done with it. But the Storm games, the big appeal with them is their single player, their cutscenes, their QTEs, the way they did the pain fight better in the game than they did in the anime. Think about that.
So wait a minute, just real quick. That pain fight, that was just a lack of budget of how it looked, or
I just found it so derpy as hell.
I don't even know.
I just can't.
I thought that was done on purpose.
See, I feel like that might have been.
I think it was a creative decision. I remember reading that.
Yeah.
I don't know who in their bright mind said, "Yo," when they had to rewatch it, they said, "Wow, this is amazing. Look at the teeth coming through the
Look at the detail on his face when he sinks into the ground.
Going through his eyeball."
Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Oh, because it's like, spoilers for MC Naruto. It's like as soon as you see Hinata get stabbed, you're like, oh, the budget just went down.
Yeah.
Oh, when you see her
look at that new type stuff.
Oh no!
Like as a kid, I actually thought it was pretty okay. But when you're a kid, things are a lot easier for you to be impressed by. Looking at it back now, it's like, what the hell was this? Because when my family had was rewatching all of Naruto for the first time, I watched the pain fight with them, and even Mom was like, "What is happening to his face?"
You know, my brother, he actually loves this animation because he loves it just because it's unique.
It's unique. It's never been done again, and it will never be done again.
I think they were trying to go for kind of like that Kill Bill. Remember that? Anybody ever watch Kill Bill in here?
I have not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you remember that anime part in the first movie?
That was weird when I first watched that.
Yeah, they were trying to go for that type of aesthetic, but it just didn't work.
I thought it was fine. It's kind of weird, but it's fine.
It was good in Kill Bill, but not Naruto.
Oh no. No.
No.
Oh man, you hate to see it. You type. Jeez.
Like, look at all that gum.
Oh man.
I ain't never seen an anime character's teeth so crooked.
They just, ooh, you can actually see a bit more gum behind the teeth to the
I
left.
know Naruto messed him up like a little
Right.
bit, but not that much.
My man actually just lost it. All right.
terrible.
So moving forward, so I think Sosuke's actually got to get to work in 10 minutes.
Yep.
So
Gotta get ready
we're gonna dive into his topic really quick. I gave everyone a chance to bring a topic of their own, so we're gonna let Sosuke talk about that for a little bit before he heads out, and then we're gonna continue on as usual.
Yep.
So Sosuke, what is your topic for the week?
My topic for the week is: how do y'all feel about shadow dropping of games and content for a game?
Wait, what
Like
do you
me
mean?
personally, I hate when there's no like official date.
There's
It's
no
just like
build-up?
the same day. It's just same day. It's just like, oh, by the way, this is out right now. Huh? Did I miss something?
I mean,
Really, I
don't,
don't like
don't
that.
Smash Bros. Fans love that when Banjo
okay, no,
Kazooie just
That's
dropped out of
DLC.
nowhere.
That's DLC. Then.
That's DLC. That's DLC. But at the same time, I don't like it. Doesn't time to mentally prepare and be excited. Like
Going
it's-
back,
I
going-
don't-
going back to the Saturn example, you see how it, not building it up and just releasing it to the public, like, okay, it's out now.
you just
How
feel
much
like,
of a
what
failure
the
that
heck?
Yeah,
was.
I think that's really bad since there's like a lot of like actual good games coming out right now. So
Yeah,
then if they were
however-
to do that in the midst of all that, you have like no time to plan with everything else going on.
However,
You can actually
how
hurt
many
yourself.
games? How many games? Like an example, a game like Tam Tam. If that shit just shadow
Shadow
dropped, like,
drops.
oh,
Yeah.
by the way, it just same day as Pokemon. I'm sorry,
Oh,
but it would
okay.
die right then and there. It's just there's no words.
So wait, it's just inconvenient for you guys. Like it's just like your circumstances. It's just that.
It's not just that because they're sometimes shadow dropping just kind of hurts the sales because it won't sell as much as you want. And
Like, give
they'll
me
be
an example
"Damn."
of a game. What game just shadow dropped? Or what?
I'm not saying like a game just shadow drop. It's just like the idea of it happening. There
Oh,
are better
So,
ways to handle it.
I think when it comes to Shadow Drops, I think if it's a remake, if it's a port, if it's an indie game, if it's something we already known about, and they gave us like a targeted release date, then I guess Shadow Drops are somewhat okay. But like for example, a brand new IP or something like that, or for example like a brand new like that new Arise game that Sony showed off, if they had said available today, I think a lot of people would be like, that's cool, but it was not shown enough, nor do I care enough to go check this out.
Yeah, like that would be horrible.
I think for DLCs, like for Banjo and whatnot, and I think at this point, Sakurai's been doing this a lot where he's like, he's out right now. Like, I feel like at this point, we almost come to expect it. And they didn't give us
that's
like
never
a
a bad
target.
thing.
The thing with Banjo is that none of us thought he'd drop then because Hero had been out for not even 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then between Joker and Piranha Plant, that was like 4 months.
Well, it was so much
Personally,
time.
I think it's situational and depends on the game. I don't really have a problem with it, just because I never really thought about it much. But I guess
mean,
if it's a game that I was really not really looking forward to, but if it's a game that will blow my mind and I'm currently playing something, it kind of like put a damper in my whole
That's like-
schedule.
Because you can't plan around it.
That's
Yeah.
like if they suddenly drop like what's it called, Halo Infinite, just right here, right now, with everything we've gotten so far. We like, wait, what?
Yeah, huh?
Man. It was
Well,
like,
see-
oh, I'm broke right now.
It's funny you said it, because I think they are going to shadow drop Master Chief Collection on Steam because they haven't said it. They said it's coming this year. I feel like they're just going to send a Twitter update. It's out now. Go buy it.
I feel like it's gonna be around
Stay
Christmas.
tuned to Planet Xbox.
Like, I feel like what's gonna happen with Halo Infinite is that they're gonna drop it the same day as the Xbox,
Oh, it's going to be a launch.
like
it's going to be a
that,
launch.
like
title,
the
easy.
Project Scarlet. However, if they were to just shadow drop it like at E3 next year, they'd be like, oh, by the way, Halo Infinite's out right now,
See, and
then they go release it, and then they go release it on Project Scarlet. It's like you're kind of just dicking over everybody who just bought it on Xbox One.
I think, see, with shadow dropping as well, you gotta keep in mind, if you want to have any physical presence, like if you want to release a game physically, you can't really shadow drop it because it's gonna get leaked.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm saying though, what games have been shadow dropped like that?
There's Nintendo has a lot of them that drop like that, like a lot of random indie games. I think Divinity Original Sin's already out on Switch. I think it like they let us know it was a thing in their presentation, and they said it's out now in their presentation.
And then now,
but it's more so you normally don't see shadow drops at E3. Then they never normally say, because at E3 they're like, you can, like with Final Fantasy 7, they're like, there's a demo you can play right now at the E3 show floor. Now moving on. So
because if they just been like, oh, the demo's out right now, you can go get it, people would stop watching right then and there and just go.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't they do that for the Medieval game?
No. Medieval's got a concrete release date of like October 24th.
No. I mean the demo.
Like, yeah. Well, demos are fine. So. Demos are fine.
Well, the thing is, Medieval isn't as big of a deal as a 7, so people generally won't care.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I think the proper way to shadow drop something is have a demo for it and then give a release date. Because a demo will still give you time to be like, hey, I can try this out, see if I like it or whatnot. I think the Dragon Quest XI-S demo was also a shadow drop.
It was a shadow sneak when it showed when it was that long.
The first 10 hours of the game, go play it now.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I have a fear that that's gonna happen with Tales of Arise. Bamco gonna try some stupid shit. And,
whoa! Tales of Arise? Nah. There ain't no way they're gonna treat Tales game like that.
Good. It looks good, but I feel like just this pit of my stomach feeling is gonna be, and we'll screw it up.
You're gonna become another Hysteria, considering.
Imagine if they showed that at the PlayStation thing.
My big concern with that game is the camera, because they're attempting the same style gameplay that they did with Hysteria, and you can tell that it was a cost of failure because they immediately went back to the standard gameplay when they released Hysteria.
I'm not gonna say anything about the gameplay yet, because Tales is tricky. You don't know what kind of gameplay style they doing until you actually get it in your hands.
True.
Yeah.
I think they might, whenever it comes to it. I don't know if because they said Phantasy Star Online 2 is going to launch in the West in March of next year.
Which I can't fucking wait.
I don't know if they'll give us a release date, or if they'll just make us wait until like the 31st of March and be like, by the way, it's out now, guys.
I hope it ain't the end of March. Yeah, that'd be messed up.
Is it coming to everything the same day, or is it just coming to PC and Xbox One first?
I'm pretty sure it's just Xbox and PC.
Which is just PC,
Xbox. If it's PC, I don't mind because I can play it on my computer, but I hope everybody gets it because everybody needs to experience Phantasy Star.
It said crossplay as well in their trailer.
Yeah, meaning they're probably going to work out something to get the PS4 and the Switch version localized. By the way, don't play the Switch version. It's atrocious.
Listen, I'm going to play the Switch version to get the Breath of the Wild content. And
How good is your connection?
And I'm going to go back to PC, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, ain't going to be no
Like, you don't have to play on one console. You're going to have to play on one console to get your character ready to play on Switch to get all the Breath of the Wild content. And as for handling it, G-Shadow, it's literally like they stream a video of the game to your Switch. There's like 2-second delay per button input. It was just...
I heard it was better on the Vita.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Bro, don't say it. Don't say it. Riku will find his way into this chat somehow. The chat's locked, but Riku's going to find his way in.
You know, do you ever think the Vita was ahead of its time?
There was a determined fan base of PSO2 players on the Vita. I remember that generation.
Now it's dead.
Is it though?
Dead but never forgotten.
Yeah, of course, it's never forgotten.
All right, so now we can move on to our next topic. I don't know how much longer Sosuke's going to be around for, but
I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.
All right, thanks for coming out, Sosuke. Before you go, you want to plug yourself before you go, Sosuke?
You can find me on YouTube as Sosuke the Bro. I cover Blaze Blue, Arxis, Atlas Games, Type Moon, all that good stuff. And I also stream on Twitch as Sosuke the Wandering Gamer. I have to go to work so I can get money so I can fund that, and I'll see y'all later.
Excellent, Sosuke. Thank you for coming out.
No problem.
All right, so moving on to our next topic. So September, no gamer can deny, September has been stacked to the brim with video games. So let's just take a minute to talk about all our pickups. I'm gonna go first. So my pickups this month, I picked up literally Monster Hunter, and I told myself that I need to save money because I have the big expensive edition of Sword and Shield on the way, and I think I might pick up the collector's edition of Doom Eternal, and that's also kind of pricey. So I have only picked up Monster Hunter right now, but big games this year, big games came out this month: Link's Awakening, Gears of War 5, which I've heard from a lot of Gears fans is actually really good. I think it's the best rated out of the Gears games right now. Borderlands 3 is out. Everyone's been waiting like 7 years for that game. They're spitting on Kingdom Hearts fans if they think 7 years is a lot. Dragon Quest also just came out like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And of course the Switch Lite launched. So what do you guys think? What are you guys playing?
Even though you didn't say it, I'm looking forward towards Death Stranding.
I was just talking about
man.
September pickups, not just because the Death Stranding's in November.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten much from September myself, and I really don't even have time to play anything. I really want to play Borderlands 3 and Cold Vein and all the other ones, but I can't because I got to play Cold Steel 3, so I'll get them when they go on sale. It's crazy because last September it was really packed as well, if I remember correctly.
It's always towards the end of the year when they start just hitting you in the head.
Yeah, I think the reason they do that is because they want the games on the market for the winter, for the holiday sales.
Yeah.
And especially by then, they'll be on sale. They'll be able to reduce the price so people will be able to buy it.
And not reduce it too much to where they won't get a lot of money for the holiday.
Yeah.
Speaking of holiday, is it just me or does December seem kind of like empty for games?
Yeah, December's always been empty.
Yeah, it's empty just because they want to get them sales on. Like games released this rest of the year.
They want to make sure the games come out before Christmas, so nobody's gonna.
So that's why
spending $60 on Christmas for games.
Yeah,
that's why only a few games ever come out in December.
Yeah, the only real game that came out in December for me was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That came out in 2017 in December, which is what you could have used a delay, but you know.
Also, Chronicles X also came out in December. And Smash Bros. Ultimate came out in December of last year. So Nintendo always does December releases, but I don't think they have anything planned this year for December.
November is usually it's November that's like the big month in gaming, but September is pretty stacked. I ended up picking up Iceborne. I do plan on picking up some of the other stuff on this list sometime later, just not right now because I do have other things to put my time and effort into.
Did you end up picking up Daemon X Machina? I know you said you're looking forward to it.
I was looking at it on Amazon. I'm very tempted, but maybe next week.
It's got
still
online.
focusing on Monster Hunter.
It's got online co-op, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, yeah. So then I thought it was a single player. I thought the online was coming at a later date as well. No, I think they said PvP is coming later.
I think it's PvP, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Which,
that might bump it up on my list, but
which I don't mind. I mean, PvP was also a standard thing in Armored Core, but I didn't really bother with it because no one really plays Armored Core. It's multiplayer.
That's fair.
But I'm pretty sure this will be a different case because they have been hyping this up. Because with Armored Core, by the way, the reason why I mentioned Armored Core is because I think these are by the same guys, not from software, but same team that worked on those games. Armored Core usually gets shadow listed. It never usually gets talked about. They're Ex Machina. They've been pushing the hell out of this game for quite some time.
It's crazy how Nintendo's pushing this game so hard.
Yeah, because keep in mind, Armored Core, no one has heard of that series at all, unless you go back to the very early days of the PS1 when the series debuted. And usually, I just find the games on a shelf at like some random store for like $20. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but usually nowhere else. And ever since then, those games have gone up in price. Like I think 4 Answers is like $80, brand new.
God damn, $80.
I'm sorry, what?
Like I said, they're very rare.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those.
Daemon X Machina, again, it's probably not gonna suffer the same fate because they have been pushing the hell out of it. But I'm not sure how well the core audience will like it. Because
why do you think that is?
Because mech games are a niche thing.
Absolutely.
That's very true. Yeah.
There's always like this there's always a negativity towards the.
I don't
mechs in
understand.
general.
I don't understand.
I think it's because it's overly complicated for the most part.
Nintendo kind of has to push this game in that case, like, because they know how mech games are in the West, especially.
Okay, so let's talk about the Switch Lite for a second. So Nintendo released the Switch Lite roughly a week ago, 8 days at the time of this recording. There's been some cases of it drifting, which is very worrying. But it's only been a couple of days. I am hoping it's just factory defects. However, some tech YouTubers have taken the thing apart, derailed it, and said that the sticks on the inside are the exact same, and Nintendo has changed nothing. So, with Joy-Cons, they're a lot easier just to swap out. Sure, you'll have to pay to swap them out, but swapping controllers is a lot easier than swapping a full console. So the fact the console itself is Joy-Con drifting, that's what's really scaring me. But Nintendo has said they would fix all these, got to ship them out to them. And have you guys shipped any Joy-Cons out to Nintendo?
No.
Actually, I'm curious, how do you do that? Because I have Joy-Con drifts on my Joy-Cons, and it sucks. You can't play anything.
I think you just go through their customer service, and then you're like, hey, my Joy-Cons are drifting. And they're like, say no more. Here's the address. We'll sort you out. The only thing is I think you have to pay to ship it there and pay to ship it back. And then
that's not that bad, I guess.
After that point, I think and then they have to it takes a couple weeks, I think, to the whole process.
Just the Joy-Cons though, right? Not the whole Switch, right?
Oh no, just the Joy-Cons. They don't need the console. Okay. With the Switch Lite, because they're soldered together, you would need to send the entire console out. Like for real though, that's really what worries me. And I have the Pokemon Zacian and Zamazenta Switch Lite on pre-order for Christmas gift, and I did that specifically for a few reasons, because I wasn't sure if there was going to be issues with the first models, so I definitely did not want to hop on that. So I'm just kind of hanging back and waiting. Like I said, I really hope that it is just a first print model issue, but if the sticks are the same, then it's a very high probability. Here's hoping that Nintendo looks into this with a much more serious undertone, and they, by the time the new Switch Lites come out, that they actually fix this. But overall, aside from Joy-Con drift aside, I've gotten the chance to hold a Switch Lite, and it actually feels a lot better than you'd think. It feels really satisfying. If you already have a Switch, then there's not a single reason under the sky to own a Switch Lite. But it's one of those, not something you need, but it could be fun to have, because it can fit in your pocket with relative ease. The sticks feel really nice. It's got a D-pad, so if you play lots of platformers like Mario Maker and whatnot, it's good for that as well. Although apparently it's got its D-pad is all directional, so it makes doing fighting games really difficult with the Switch Lite D-pad. Aside from that, what are you guys' takes on Switch Lite?
I don't really care for it because I already own the regular Switch, but I guess if you are a person that doesn't really care for the TV feature, it's a nice handheld to have.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat with G Shadow. I think the colors are cool. They kind of remind me of some Japanese exclusive colors that we would never get. So
it might as well be the best handheld console ever made, because it can run games that no other handheld can run.
So are you saying it surpassed the Vita?
Well, basically.
Absolutely.
Basically, because it got better games. I'm sorry.
Cool.
What is the only thing Vita had was Golden and Tales of Hearts R. That's it.
Ew, Tales of Hearts R. No, it didn't. That was terrible.
But it had Freedom Wars. It had Soul Sacrifice. It had.
There you go.
What else? People like Uncharted Golden.
I feel like all the good PS Vita games were mostly Japanese exclusive.
No, everything got released in the West.
Did they?
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah,
there was barely any Japanese exclusive Vita games. I know one thing: if Vita got an emulator, that thing would be lit. Just because it got so many ports of PS4 games.
Better people will stop talking shit then.
You know they will.
He's like, "Oh, this ain't so bad."
I think in Japan it did get an exclusive, the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth game. I don't think we got. Well, we got it digitally, not.
Wait, Vita had an exclusive Cyber Sleuth game?
Yeah, it was just it was the Vita version of it. It originally came out though on the Vita in Japan, and we got it on the PS4.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So,
but as far as the Switch Lite is concerned, that thing is just there's no point owning that thing at all if you already have a Switch.
Indeed.
Low key, I don't see even if you don't have a Switch why you wouldn't want this. Like you have more options with the normal Switch. It doesn't do anything. What does it do? Better battery life? Isn't that about it? Really?
Pretty much.
The newer model of Switches that just came out, the new SKU, those guys have bigger battery life than the Switch Lite. Those guys run 6 to 9 hours. Switch Lite's 3 to 7, and the first print models of the Switch are like 2 to 4, something like that.
So why in God's name would you get a Switch Lite?
Now, hear me out. So this is what I've been telling people that come into the store. The appeal of it, and I think Nintendo wanted to get a cheaper option out to all the Pokemon fans that didn't want to spend $400 on a console.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because
That definitely sounds
3DS
about right.
fans are probably content with not owning a TV and just playing on their handheld.
Yep, that sounds about right. And it's coming out, and it came out already just in time for
Just in time for
Pokemon coming out
just
next,
in time for Pokemon.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're
And
doing.
plus, especially with the colors, they can make a teal or aquamarine Switch,
Yeah.
regular Switch. They don't want to do it because they want you to buy the Switch Lite. They assholes, man.
This is true. Now that you mention that, this is 100% true.
These are facts.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm never gonna buy one unless something happens to my Switch, and even then, I'm just gonna get a normal Switch. Which my Switch is doing the Joy-Con drift, I think. I'm not sure.
Annoying. It's annoying.
I'm not sure because like it was only doing it on Fire Emblem Three Houses, but then I was playing Astro Chain and I was playing that just fine. So I don't know.
I think, well, with Fire Emblem, maybe it's like because it's a lot more subtle button presses, and if you like mash it a lot harder, it just doesn't have time to drift.
So here's how my process was, and this may be your case, Shadow Elite. In the beginning stage, it's on and off. It sometimes makes the directions go in one direction all the way, and then it just stops. But then as time goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse, and your whatever wherever your pointer is at, it'll keep going all the way in one direction, and it sucks.
Oh, okay. All right. So it might just be the game.
Yeah, no, it may just be the beginning stages of Joy-Con.
Okay. Oh, okay. Early symptoms of Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like, I got it. It's the game. Got it. I've never had Joy-Con drift. I keep thinking it's a myth, but I've seen the videos, so I've never had Joy-Con drift. But at the same time, I've also gone through like several pairs of Joy-Cons. Because what happened with my Joy-Cons is after a while, my older Switch would just stop recognizing them whenever I put it in handheld mode, and it would say they're not connected to the Switch. So I'd trade them in, I'd get new Joy-Cons, and then those Joy-Cons would work, and then like 5 months down the line, they'd stop working, and then I'd rinse and repeat. But at the same time, I also have 2 Pro Controllers, and the Pro Controllers have not a single drift issue ever recorded. So,
like, how often do you play with the Joy-Cons?
I personally only ever play Joy-Cons when it's in handheld mode and it's needed.
Okay.
Aside from that, if I'm playing Smash, it's GameCube controller or Riot. When I'm playing anything else that supports Pro Controller, I don't use Pro Controller. I did play that Senran Kagura game that was exclusive to Switch at the time, Shinobi Reflections. That one I think was like Joy-Con only because you need like the HD rumble to like slap the thighs and stuff. So not gonna get to that on stream right now. Link that in the description. But so aside from that, I've never. My little brother uses them a lot more than me, and because he plays a lot of my Switch and handheld, and he's never said anything about the Joy-Cons drifting.
That's weird.
I think Joy-Con drift is caused by something about if you get some kind of dust or dirt underneath the sticks, that's what causes it. And then once
Because it's playing with the sensors in there.
Yeah, something like that. So basically, it's if you're not, I guess it's not. It's less of anything can Joy-Con drift, more of if you just keep your console clean and you're very careful about what goes near your sticks. Because I don't know about you guys, but some of the GameCube controllers are really gross because like when you're playing Smash Bros and your hands are sweating and whatnot, then it can cake onto your controller and start like getting all yeah. So yeah. I'd imagine if you get sweaty hands and you have like your fingers on the sticks or whatnot and like your sweat drips out down into it, that could be a factor in Joy-Con drift.
I got one of those Powerade controllers. It's actually really nice.
Oh yeah, the Powerade controllers are really nice. I have several things against third-party controllers because I always feel like if you just invest in Nintendo products are always quality. If you just invest, you'll never have to replace it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I only got this one because I got it for a good deal. So
That's fair.
I'm normally the same way. I mostly want to stick with the like name brand stuff, but I was surprised on how well this worked.
You say Nintendo always has quality, but the Virtual Boy would like to have a word of.
Okay, that was an old generation of Nintendo. Okay, you know what? That was the dark age.
I don't know why when you said that I thought Game Boy Micro.
Or the Super Scope. That thing had no trigger.
Now this is interesting though, because New Type doesn't have a Switch. So New Type, does the Switch Lite have any appeal to you as it being cheaper?
I'm not gonna get a Diet Switch.
Oh, all right.
This is true. Good man.
You know what? Okay, so the Switch Lite, it has the same. Does it have the same charger port as the original Switch?
They're all USB Type C.
Isn't that the same port that the dock uses, or is it
Now,
different?
there's been several tests on this, and I can confirm the chip inside the Switch is different, and it does not support any form of video out. So there's not even there's not even potential of a Switch Lite dock in the future for a little bit cheaper. It supports not a single video out input. It's only charge.
Okay. Oh, you know, I also realized too, like this sucks for content creators if they didn't have a Switch and they wanted a Switch Lite.
See, that's what
They
Roger
can't-
Space was saying. He was like, "I love the idea of the Switch Lite, but why would I buy a Switch Lite if I stream all these games, and then when I'm not streaming these games, I can just take my Switch out of my dock and play it handheld like that without having to own a Switch
Exactly.
Lite." I think the main appeal of the Switch Lite was the D-pad was really cool. If you want to play Pokemon, that's the cheapest way to do it. And it does feel really sleek in the hands. The buttons feel really nice, and I think it just feels a lot. It's a better handheld experience than the Switch, but it has half the features the Switch has. It doesn't even have Rumble.
I think it's
boneless
trash.
Switch.
It still has like the NFC, the Wi-Fi, all that stuff, but it does not have any Rumble in it.
I mean, you wouldn't want your whole freaking console rumbling though.
You got a point. Okay, so we've only got a few topics left. We've been here for like what, an hour? And actually, I'm gonna check.
An hour 15 minutes.
Hour and yeah, what New Type said. Cool. So next is something I was just kind of thinking about. I've seen this happen. This topic, a lot of people have been wondering: is E3 needed anymore? Because I see a lot of companies doing their own things throughout the year. Sony this year just straight up wasn't there. Just Nintendo also never really has personalities there, not as much anymore anyway. They normally just have like a presentation and they have their treehouse people come to the show floor, play their Nintendo games, and they go home. So Xbox is like the only Xbox and a few of the other studios there. Out of the big three, Xbox is like the only one that still consistently shows out. And it seems like E3's kind of dying. Do you guys feel like E3's kind of dying?
I would say it's dying for the big companies, like you said, the Xbox, or Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. But I think it's still good for other publishers and maybe indie developers.
I think it's a better way for like individual publishers to show off the game that people would otherwise not hear about.
Like,
Yeah.
What I can definitely see Microsoft probably pulling out the next year and starting their own little thing, like Nintendo and Sony. But I think E3 is still necessary for those other publishers to showcase their games. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because now, if everybody else starts doing it and we have like Netflix 2.0, then yeah, I would say E3 is no longer necessary. Because what's the point? Everybody's got their own service. You know, it's like with Netflix. When Netflix came out, everybody was using it, but then other companies started copying it, and it just
segregated everything into like 7 different services.
Yeah. Of course, the big difference here is that you're not paying for this shit. All of this is pretty much for free. So even if you end up hating it, like we just did with the recent Sony event, can't really be too mad about it because you basically watched it for free.
Yep, that is fair. That's fair, and I agree with that. But I think
I would be super pissed off if I actually went there and spent like $500 for probably $1,000 if with the
Wait! Didn't they have some kind of Final Fantasy event? And like it was like a live orchestra thing, and the orchestra wasn't live, and it was just like a video, and it was like the MIDI tracks, and people got really upset.
Right.
That was the thing, wasn't it?
That was separate from E3 though.
Well, I wasn't talking about Ether. I was talking about G-Shot saying he'd be upset if he paid for like something like that, and it was just bad.
Oh,
and I was like, so didn't people pay a lot for that Final Fantasy presentation? And it was just,
Honestly, I think E3 would be better if they went back to not letting the public in and just having press there, because it'd be good for them to still have a presence on the show floor.
Right.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen because they make a lot of money having the public in.
Yeah, they would make a lot of.
Because they charge charge like a lot for them tickets, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
It depends on the publisher, since a lot of publishers are pretty bad at telling news.
But I heard also the crazy thing is you pay a lot for those tickets, but a lot of the times you can't get into some booths or events. Like I think that Final Fantasy thing, like behind closed doors, and the Cyberpunk, that was only for even the press. So a lot of times you go there, you're not going to be allowed access to everything, even though you pay all this money to go there.
See, it's funny because it feels like the people who pay to go to E3 always get the lesser end of the experience. It's the people that get to go for free that get everything. Like the content creators, the press. Well, I guess, and to be fair, if you're paying for it, they don't know who you are. You could just be someone just wanting just to hang out and play video games, so on and so forth. That's cool. But when they're paid, or when they go for there for free, they're being paid to talk about these games and get good coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win-win for both people. I
hate using this word, but they're
free.
essentially influencers.
Yeah.
So if you get the right person to the right booth, they're gonna promote like the thing.
Yeah, it's like a win-win for them. So it's not completely free.
So
but for the people that are paying there, they're going there not helping you out, the developer.
I was just saying, especially, I love hearing stories of Shofu going to E3 and him being like, "Yo, I'm a content creator. Here's my sub count. Can I cut the line?" They're like, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead." This man Shofu.
Oh wow, they actually did that.
Oh yeah. I know. When Smash Bros. Ultimate was first announced and they had it playable at E3, Shofu stayed cutting lines. My guy, Shofu was in here. He was like
holding up that badge.
Holding up that badge. He was saying, there was this one kid and his mom there, and I was like, that sounds kind of out there. Why is there a kid and his mom at E3? But so this little kid, and he was next to play, but because Shofu cut the line, the kid had to wait like an extra 15 minutes. And and Shofu was like, "Wow, sucks to be a little Timmy today, but Smash Bros. Ultimate's kind of lit."
He's like, "Excuse me.
Oh man,
That's actually bullshit.
That ain't right.
Oh,
hey man, that's how it was before they all.
That's how it be at Disney with them fast passes. That's crazy.
I did that firsthand. I was at Disney. That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
My man's like, "Hey, step aside. Step aside.
Timmy.
JRPG God is coming to
about to get in the teacups."
Absolutely, those teacups was lit. I don't know what y'all talking about.
2 seconds.
I think a reason why taking away E3 would be a bad move is because E3 it's a staple event that happens every year. People can always look forward to E3. It's always like the top of the mountain after a long journey, and it's no matter. Oh, excuse me. Some E3s have been not even arguably, just in generally worse than others. Like every E3 that featured the Wii U was kind of bad. I'm just gonna say it.
What console?
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't know what you mean by that. Something like that.
I remember
Sure.
Nintendo Land when they showed that shit off.
Yeah,
I remember. Oh man.
Wii Music.
Okay. Side note.
Usher on
Nintendo
stage.
Land. Nintendo was kind of lit. Or Nintendo Land was kind of lit. Just saying though. There's an old screenshot of Xbox showing off the Kinect and Bill Trinen and Miyamoto looking at the presentation in horror as they're in the back, just like as Xbox shows off the Kinect. But I think just E3 it's such a fun time of year. It's like second Christmas. It's like you can look forward to so many hype announcements. You can make like bingo cards. There's always the chance that the game that you want to see most is gonna get announced. And for a lot of people, no one had ever said this year that Phantasy Star was gonna get localized. And I went back and watched that reaction actually today, and you hear my man Shadow Elite's vocal cords like snap. This man is so hyped to see Phantasy Star. At first I was like, nah, it can't be Phantasy Star. And then all the tweets of people saying like, remember that time in 2011 they said it'd be out like soon, and it never came. So
I don't know. I think it's gonna happen with E3 is it's gonna go back to the way it used to be back in the day, and that's like it was just gonna be literally electronics, like all electronics, like Apple and Samsung are gonna go in there now. They're gonna be more prevalent, and gaming is just gonna be something that's there as well. I don't know.
Netflix too, because there's like Apple and Netflix are all getting into gaming, aren't they?
Oh, bro. So,
Wait. Do you think we'll see the Stadia?
I was about to say, oh gosh. Like,
Ah.
Don't we have one game that actually looks pretty good?
Hope that shit flops.
I hope it does. I hope it's good. That's the thing. I really want it to do good because
I don't want it to be good. I don't like streaming games. Sorry. Don't.
Yeah, we have fun on Parsec.
Well, how about that, Souls?
Like you had fun.
We have 4 players, and that shit goes like 5 frames per second.
Correction, Souls. The host has fun with Parsec.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh man. Yeah, just Stadia. Like, I don't understand. Google, we're not that far of a society. There's still, if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say roughly 30% of the world may still be without internet. Because the world's a massive. Well, maybe not 30. Maybe like 15, 20. But I know
it's like more than 30.
more than 30. Really?
I would say
Africa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You do know there's like cities in Africa, right?
Well, I know that, but
Okay, Joel. I mean, if Africa's actually Wakanda, though, then they've got FutureNet. Cool. I think that's basically it for that topic. Now we're going to move on to each and everyone's topics. So starting with G-Shad. G-Shad, what's your topic for the week?
well, I want to know what everybody's favorite game has been this generation, since it seems like we're coming to a close next year.
So this generation. Okay, so is that looping Switch with PS4 and Xbox, or is that looping Switch with... Or is that looping the
because
Wii U?
I'll be real. I'll be honest. The Switch is the Nintendo's true 8th generation console. I don't really care for the Wii U.
What console?
It's like it never happened.
Favorite game of the generation. I'm gonna have to say Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That game is my favorite game of all time, for a few reasons that I can go into. But I can talk about Smash Ultimate all night. I appreciate Smash Ultimate not even just as a Smash Bros. Game anymore, but as a celebration of gaming as a whole. You have all these gaming icons like Mega Man, Pac-Man, Ryu, Mario, Sonic. Like, you have all these big name gaming icons all coming together in one collective... What's what I'm looking for? Collective body, I guess. And it's only getting bigger with DLC. Like, they got Banjo-Kazooie now. Banjo's finally returned to Nintendo consoles, quote unquote returned to Nintendo consoles, if you want to count that as that. But we got
season 2.
Exactly, we got season 2 announced, and Sakurai even said that this was Iwata's last wish to Sakurai was to make Smash Bros. Ultimate the greatest game it could be, and he's definitely taking that to heart. And you can definitely tell it's such a great game. Smash Bros. Ultimate's the one game, no matter what time of day, no matter what my day's been like, no matter how depressed or sad I am, if someone says, hey, you want to play a few rounds of Smash, I will always be down to play Smash. I cannot think of a moment I will not be down at Smash. So, Smash Bros. Ultimate's my favorite game of the generation. What'd you say when I'm sleeping? Now, bro, come over here, shake me a little bit, hand me a GameCube controller, bro. I'll play you when I'm sleeping.
For me, I'll probably say... Smash is close, but I'm probably gonna say Devil May Cry 5.
Ooh, I was about to say that.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us friggin' Dante back, and they did it in such an amazing way. You know, okay, we still waiting on that special edition, but the game we have now is just so amazing. Like, the graphics, the realistic graphics that actually work. You know, most of the time it'd come off as cheesy and corny, but they actually made it work.
But
they gave us an
looks
amazing,
so stylish with that style, right?
So exactly, they gave us not only style, but they gave us a stylish soundtrack with it. You know, I listen to Pull My Devil Trigger any time of the day.
Pull My Devil Trigger.
It's just such an amazing game.
Waiting on a special edition of DMC5?
Yes, sir. Just like Devil May Cry 4 and
do they confirm this is a thing? That's happening? Do they confirm it?
I mean, it's Capcom. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it.
Okay, so it's more like the patterns point to.
Yeah, it's more like the inevitable. It's going to happen. We need Virgil playable. We need Trish playable. We need all those characters, all those lovely, lovely people. Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is everything I wanted and more. That's it.
I guess I'll go. I guess I'll go next. I think my game of the generation so far, I honestly got to give it to Bloodborne.
Bloodborne,
Bloodborne,
really?
Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, which I thought was not that great compared to Dark Souls 1. Bloodborne was just different. I like the changes they made. I like the changes to the gameplay, how it made it much more fast paced. The dodging felt great. Slashing enemies with your weapons feels great. The game is gory as fuck. The monster designs were amazing. They're disgustingly beautiful. I can't believe it's this guy combined, but it's true though. It's true. I love how it takes inspirations from like classic like horror novels and stuff like Lovecraft. The whole gothic atmosphere is just beautiful in that game. Like I think it's one of the most graphically, it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. And the battles were just fun. They were frustrating, but they were also very enjoyable. The final boss, it's probably one of the greatest bosses I've ever fought. It's just a great game, and the DLC was just it's a whole different beast. Like, he easily had the best boss in the game, probably one of the best bosses I've fought in this entire generation in Ludwig, and it's just, I just love Bloodborne. I mean, it's a game that I'll go back to every so often. And I just can't get enough of it.
So, will you stream the hardest difficulty of it?
The game doesn't have difficulty.
Wait, it's a Souls-like game without difficulty?
Well, I mean, New Game Plus might be what you're looking for, but you got to beat the game once to do that. But no, difficulty is basically in every Souls game. The difficulty really depends on what build you go for, because some builds are absolutely broken in some games. Like in Bloodborne, I think the pizza cutter, everybody calls it, that's the DLC weapon. That's basically the easy mode because it has a high stun rate and it just rips apart the health bar like nothing. I haven't really touched on PvP because PvP is just same as every other Dark Souls game. I'm not really too big of it. Especially hated how Dark Souls 2 shoved that thing down your throat.
Shit.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, that's my game of the generation.
Yeah, let me answer Shadows for him. It's Persona 5, isn't it?
I mean, like, did you even have to ask?
Okay.
I mean, did you even have to give me that?
No, that would actually be the closest thing.
Same.
Bloodborne is I just like it more.
I mean, there's very few games that are gonna. There is no other game that's gonna make game of the generation for me. It's a special game, man. As all there is to it, from top to bottom, from gameplay, sound, art, menus. The freaking menus are amazing. When can you ever say that? Oh my god! Don't get me wrong. It's not without its flaws. The game had to end. So, of course, I'm just saying. It's a spectacular game, and just the very idea that it's going to get even better with the Royal.
I was going to say, you think the Royal's going to become your new game of the generation? You think Royal's going to top P5?
Listen, I'm 5's alright, but I'm pretty sure Royal's going to blow it out the water.
And then Persona 6 arrives.
Bro, Persona 6 is going to have some huge shoes to fill.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Persona 4 had huge shoes to fill, and Persona 5, it freaking knocked the ball out of the park. It's like, that's really hard to do, to take something that was stellar, spectacular, amazing, and make it even better. I could tell there was a lot of problems with Persona 5 development, like, not in the realm of, like, the gameplay, but just like ideas, how to execute it, like how should localization go. But they nailed it. They got it perfect, and you got to give nothing but respect to the developers and the people who localized the game. So,
for the next Persona game, I don't think it needs to be better than 5. It just needs the same love and its own style.
I want them to kill people in 6.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, technically they've been killing people. They killed people in
They
Persona 5.
killed a few people in P5.
I mean, but like just flat out do it like.
oh,
in your
you
face,
want
let
some
you
Mortal
know.
Kombat levels? You want some fatalities?
Oh, so
And
you want
then,
them
you know,
actual
and then
guns
they
from
come and
Persona
say,
3
"Oh,
with
that's
actual
wrong."
bullets?
I mean, then they come in and say, "Oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that." Then they change their ways towards the middle, and then.
Killing's bad.
So
Like, do you mean like a main character dies? Is that what you mean, or
what in P5?
yeah,
Well,
like
no,
you
no,
want somebody
No,
to die?
I mean in P6.
Oh, P6. Oh, yeah, P6. You want a main character to die? Like,
Yeah.
it'd be really impactful.
Yeah.
That'd be that's too risky.
Well, I
don't
mean,
think they would-
I
they
know.
would
I
do it.
wanted to get that ballsy.
I mean,
I mean,
technically,
technically they did it for 3.
I say, well, no. Oh yeah, three. Yeah.
Technically.
And
also,
he's not
didn't-
technically dead.
Didn't they technically do it for? Well, they're changing it in Royal now, but wasn't there a main character death in 5 as well?
Yeah, definitely.
It was
Oh, yeah,
very
absolutely.
ambiguous.
Yeah,
but,
Well, first of all, nobody gives a fuck about that character. I mean, I'm sorry. I
Whoa,
don't
whoa,
give a damn
whoa!
about that character.
Listen, bro, he was close to my heart, and I
bro,
actually,
in this
after,
household, we
You just like it because you
him.
like pancakes.
bruh. But honestly, during the final battle, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was waiting for him to pop out, being like, "All right, where's he at? Come on, I'm waiting. I've seen this. I know how this trope works. Come on, you're not gonna fool me." And then he never did. And I was like, "Oh shit, all right."
You think he'll be surviving in Royale?
Oh, absolutely.
they
He's
confirmed
going to
he
be a
would be.
permanent party member. Yeah.
They confirmed he's. They
I
showed us.
think I feel like it was wasted potential though with Persona and everything.
They showed us, and I think in his reveal trailer, they showed him in his Loki armor.
Yeah, he's gonna be a permanent member.
But is he gonna have 2 personas then?
No, it'll probably be like the upgrade.
It's gonna be upgrade.
Yeah.
It'd be like his
Like,
good version.
So
Yeah.
so okay, so I'll be the upgrade to his base.
because you gotta remember his social link automatically went up as you played through the game.
Yeah.
Oh wait, does that mean he's the only party member that's gonna have? Oh no, wait, you have to like do it manually. I was about to say you probably get his own Ultimate Persona too.
Hmm.
So I wonder how that's gonna look.
So
Oh, yeah.
What I'm really interested to see is how everything's gonna unfold in Persona 5 Scramble, the real game of the generation here.
You talk about
Okay.
that trash ass Warriors game and a trash ass genre.
Shadow.
Speaking of Scramble.
It's Persona 5, buddy. You were just praising this game, bro. Come on. You gotta give Scramble
you gotta
a chance.
eat, drink, and sleep anything, Persona.
You gotta give it
no,
a chance, fam. Come on.
I don't think so, man.
Listen, I will walk you through the procedure on how to take a Warriors game. So the Warriors game, you gotta
Press-
you play the main
Smash
story.
button.
You
Oh,
play
you press
the
a button? Is that you keep mashing a button? Is that what we do? Oh, okay.
Listen. You play through the main story, even stream it if you'd like. Okay, cool. Then the post game. Most Warriors got a very big post game. Now with that, you put on a podcast like this one in the back, like, comment, subscribe if you're in
Wow.
the back. Okay, and then you put a podcast on the back, and you just chill out, just zone out. It's just mindless fun. You get
That's
to
how
take
you
in
do it.
all that good Persona, all the Persona remixes that you love the Persona music so much. You hear that remix of Last Surprise they got? Oh my. And then it's one of those. It's oddly satisfying. Like it's like the gameplay. It's like you can hate yourself for liking the gameplay because it is just mindless fun. There's not like it's not super in depth. Like I was playing Fate Extella. That gameplay is a bit more in depth than your standard Muso game, but like it's. I'd say so. I'd say it's got a few more. Like there's a few more combos and freeform stuff you can do with it, but. I think
I just hate the way enemies get hit in that game. Like you just feel like you're hitting paper.
Shisha, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When you said you wanted to pick up Fire Emblem Warriors, I was like, this is a game that will make you hate Warriors games because Fire Emblem Warriors was okay, but it was mediocre. Now I know you adore Persona 5. I know for a fact you're going to pick this game up. You're gonna give it a week. You're gonna say, I don't know if I like this, and then a week later you're gonna be like, okay, this game was all right. I'm not saying I like it. I'm saying it was all right, and I wouldn't want that time back. And then you're secretly gonna play it for another 100 hours.
I mean, when I'm bored, probably. That's what ended up happening to me with Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. I think I put in like 100 hours in that game for some stupid reason.
But Nita, did you say what your game of the generation was? Or you say Soul still DMC5 from you?
DMC5. Although Persona 5 was a close
Hey, you
second.
get so nice, you gotta say it twice.
See, I don't think I could actually. I adored Breath of the Wild, but I don't know if I'd say Breath of the Wild was game of the generation for me aside from Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Is Breath of the Wild like really that good?
I'd
Like,
say
do you believe
I'd
that people are
say
just like,
I think it's good.
You know what?
I
This
wouldn't
may sound-
keep it in my top 10 Zelda games, but it's in the top. No, wait, no. I wouldn't keep it in my top 5, but it's in the top 10.
I was about to say. I would say this, and this may sound weird. Breath of the Wild is kind of like how we were comparing the Muso game, but not as mindless. You kind of can just lose
Zone out.
yourself. You can zone out in the game if you're not doing the main story or puzzles or anything.
Yeah, because I
And
think
you
you
can
can
just-
literally beat the game at any time.
If you're skilled
You
enough.
can. If you're skilled, yeah, because it ain't easy.
It is ridiculously hard. There's a lot of speedrunners that just run right to the castle, and like when you're speedrunning, you do like the exploits and stuff, so you can do it. But
Yeah.
it's challenging if you do it on your own.
Because you like with no armor and those little bit of health hearts.
You're not even gonna get to the,
Yeah.
you're not even gonna get to the castle gate. Those guardians are gonna gun you down.
Yep. I definitely don't do that though. If you never play, don't know what you're doing.
so what do they do? They just like climb around the place, or they just like they're just that good?
They're like scattered around the plains, and they shoot lasers at you. Like they'll lock on and laser. You'll see a reticle point
So
at
it's
you.
like
and
it's
they'll
like
shoot a laser at
it's
you.
like in the Halo games where the Guardians kill you if you're out of bounds.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And as well as Nintendo full well knew what they were doing with the Guardian theme. As soon as the laser points on you, you hear a loud piano, and you're like, and you just start sweating.
Yep. And the crazy thing, it's even worse when you don't know where it's coming from.
There's not gonna spoil anything, but there's one area in the game, I forget where it is, but you drop into a hole and there's like 60 guardians, and they all start locking in on you, and you just sit there like, oh my god.
It pops up with that little JoJo thing. Dun, 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 dun,
That song was actually a legit song from a
It is,
band.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's Roundabout.
Roundabout, yeah. It's in GTA 5, and I had
was
no
one of my-
idea, and I was driving around as Trevor, and I shot somebody, and I heard it in the back, and I was like, wait, was that a JoJo reference?
The crazy thing is, I heard it. I listened to that song before it even became, meme worthy JoJo reference worthy, because it was in Rock Band, and I loved playing the song because it was long. Like the song itself, if you ever listen to it, it's long. It's like 6 or 7 minutes long.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I think it's as long as Master of Puppets by Metallica,
Yep,
which is another awesome song.
it's a good song though.
That is ridiculous. So Shadow, what is your topic?
My topic. How do you guys feel about games that are purposely challenging, but people want easy mode added to the game so they can play it?
So Shin Megami Tensei?
Well, it really depends on a game. Like, I generally don't mind it, but coming from a guy who played Dark Souls, if you make an easy mode for Dark Souls, or let's just include Bloodborne and Sekiro as well, because they're all by FromSoft, you kind of kill the purpose of the game. Like, the whole purpose of those hard games isn't to be hard. Like,
To be easy. It's not to be
Yeah,
easy. They want a challenge. The developers
They
want to challenge you. They
yeah,
want
they
to test
want
your
you to
skill.
challenge.
Okay,
Like-
they're not sitting there saying, "Oh, you could play the game on easy and just hit the X button, and the game will automatically dodge for you. You're good to go." No, the notoriety of
That's
the game
boring.
is the challenge.
Yeah,
That's the
'cause,
whole thing. When you add an easy mode to it, you ruin the entire game.
Yeah.
like I'm not against it entirely. It just with certain games, like, no, you defeat the purpose of the game if you add this feature. Like ours, like, you gotta keep in mind, we came from a generation like 3 decades ago. We didn't have the luxury of like an easy. We had normal mode for stuff like Mega Man, but a lot of those NES games and the Super Nintendo games, you do not have the luxury of a difficulty setting. Difficulty settings didn't really come around until like later on in like the 5th generation, when games started to become more mainstream.
It's interesting because back in those days, when like the Sega and the Super Nintendo days, they were really hard games. You just had to get good, and I just knew if I lost, it was me. It was my problem. Maybe the game was cheap, but you know what I never did? I never asked for an easy mode. I never asked for an easy way out. I just said, okay, I gotta play this game. I gotta get good, or I gotta stop playing. That's all there is to it.
So like, but it doesn't take out anything of the game. There's an easy mode, right? Let's say there's just regular difficulty for Dark Souls, and then there's just regular easy mode.
Well, see,
So you can play the regular difficulty and have the same experience, but then for those who actually want to go with the game, but not through the hassle.
Nah, at this point, I think Dark Souls is known for its
purpose.
I don't care if it's like, oh, it doesn't affect you, so you shouldn't.
But isn't the purpose of the game to have fun in the way?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Dark Souls. The starting point is the difficulty. Like, let's be honest here. Bloodborne, Demon Souls, all of those games. The whole point is to challenge the player.
Exactly.
But what if you don't want the challenge?
And let's be real.
Go play something else.
No, let's be real though.
No, for real. But what if you don't want the challenge, but want to see everything else in the game?
Now, I'll be real though. Dark Souls does have a here's the thing. Dark Souls does have a built-in difficulty setting. It just depends on your build. Because there are certain things in those games that are broken. Okay, freaking mages, like the magic in Demons in like the early Souls games are broken because they like negate the armor on the bosses. And if you combine it with like certain stats, you can just blaze through the game. And of course, you also have that other thing where you want to challenge yourself. You want to have like a no armor run, just go bare bones, caveman shit. People have done that before, but you can do that. The difficulty is built in Dark Souls. It's just how you want to go about it. Of course, you still have to learn everything else, like when to dodge roll certain enemies, when to block, when to parry, like all of that. You gotta still like focus on your own. But I don't think Dark Souls it's not impossible. Like you can something like that you can beat. You don't really need a difficulty setting for that.
That's fair. When it comes to me personally, I don't think adding a reviewer mode to a game takes away from it.
Whoa, what?
It can't be that hard to jump and dash, though.
I mean,
we're talking about the Cuphead stuff.
Because I think if you're trying to review a game, I think, and you play on a much easier difficulty, you should communicate that first of all in your review, because I feel like a regular experience and an easy mode experience are different experiences. Like, for example, people who played Fire Emblem Fates on Phoenix mode, I don't associate with. Because Phoenix
mode, what is that?
For those who don't know, Phoenix mode was if you lose a character on a stage, it returns the next turn.
Yeah,
that was Phoenix mode in Fates, and they never brought it back for another Fire Emblem game.
And that's actually valid. Like, easy mode does kind of take away from the whole experience because they
that's the thing.
The bosses.
It's your own experience. So you're telling someone else that they should have a certain experience to play a game.
If the game was made to be that for that experience,
but I'm saying, what if you don't want that hard experience and you just want
to play something else?
What gripes me is when Nintendo showed off Phoenix mode.
But isn't that gatekeeping then?
They said,
no, it's not gatekeeping. It's knowing that you suck at a game, that you can't play a game, and you need to go play something else. That's what that is. I don't know how people can understand that.
I mean, I guess it is true because, then at that point, the developer is catering to a certain individual that didn't want to play it the way that they intended to make the game.
Like, I don't ask for an easy mode in first-person shooters. I'm garbage at first-person shooters. You don't see me ask, oh, can I get some auto aim in this game so I can play it? No, I just don't play first-person shooters.
But they still have easy modes.
I'm still not even playing the game.
Take away experience. Like, there are certain stuff in a game that you won't be able to access it unless you get to the higher difficulties. Like, say there's a serious boss you want to fight, but you can't access that unless you're playing at least on the moderate difficulty.
But that's the thing. Not everyone's gonna have the same experience as you.
I also don't agree with that reviewer mode.
What if you want to see what that boss is like? Like, the whole point is to try and get better. So you for people that
But what about the people who don't have time to get better?
But it's the way I see it, you go on easy mode.
Like, I'm not saying you're
It'd be
wrong. I'm just
easy
playing
mode.
devil's advocate just to fuck with you. But still.
Like if you play in easy mode and you start getting used to the game, then you get to go to normal. And when you're comfortable with normal, you got to go to hard. It's basic video game fundamentals that most people have learned since they're like 10.
I mean, but
You
they
know.
kind of build that
Yeah.
into the game with making the bosses get gradually harder as you progress through the game. Like, to be honest, in I played Dark Souls 3, and the first boss was pretty easy. Once you knew how to maneuver around his attacks, but after that, yeah, things started getting harder and revving up. But one thing I don't agree with is, like, I think you said it, Blake, the reviewer mode, because, like, at that point, what are you reviewing? Like, the scenery?
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I don't know, because like my gripes with the game is that before you review the game, you should beat it.
Yeah.
Because you want to get to the end and figure out how the end is. You want to see if the story actually.
unless you should beat it unless it's really shitty and you don't want to play it anymore.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, or you should convey with your audience that okay, I only played up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't do that. So
Now,
Tark said something in the chat. He said,
Yeah.
"Should movies have easy watch mode where we cut it down to 20 minutes and remove anything potentially
here's the
offensive so
thing.
people can have their own
Movies-
experience?"
I mean, movies and video games are completely different, so that's not a very good comparison. But when you think about it, like,
This man said easy watch.
when I think about it, there are people that like completely miss the point of a movie and will just review it and like don't really understand it. Like that
Or maybe
does
that movie's
happen.
just trash.
People that watched The Matrix the first time.
Matrix ain't that
I
deep.
mean, if you want to talk about missing the point of something, I still don't understand the end of Evangelion.
That was
I
just
don't blame
bad.
you.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
blame for that one. I don't blame you for
I
that
just,
one.
I'm sorry. That was just a bad movie.
Ava fans
care what
swear
anybody
up and
says.
down that it's great and whatnot, but I don't like
Blake,
it.
it's great.
I do type stop. But yeah, no. The main reason I didn't like Phoenix mode in Fates was because the way Nintendo marketed, they said Phoenix mode is for people who want to just experience the story like a visual novel, and I was like, okay, cool. The only thing is, Fates' story was one of the worst writings in any of the Fire Emblem games. And then they never brought it back for any of the good Fire Emblem games where that could be an actual thing. I mean, I'm glad they didn't bring it back because I feel like if you want a visual novel, go read a visual novel. If you want a tactical turn-based RPG, play a good Fire Emblem game, etc., etc., etc. But
It's
either
like
way.
if I make a game, it's like I don't want people to. If I make a game that's just not even challenging, just has some type of, difficulty level, something that you gotta learn. I don't want people taking the easy way out. I developed this game so it could have some sort of challenge, not so you can just press the X button over and over.
You
Like,
think there's
Final
gonna
Fantasy
be
13.
you think there's gonna be an easy
Nah.
mode to Death Stranding?
There's an easy mode to Death Stranding.
I mean, Death
Yeah,
Stranding. I imagine most of that is just gonna be a movie, because that's what Kojima is.
Yeah, it's like a very easy mode. I believe there is going to be in Death Stranding. So
But I don't know why, because knowing Death Stranding, knowing Kojima, it's probably gonna be very short.
I would actually like to see that game in very hard, just to see like how difficult it can get. Like even more gameplay.
I would love to see gameplay. like
That too.
like I would love to just know more about that game.
What are you talking about? This is the gameplay.
Oh, okay. All right.
co-
Overall, final verdict from me, I think if it doesn't take away from the experience, I think every game should be played the way the developer envisions it and not necessarily go against that. So, I mean, like, if the developer thinks you can still get the full experience and full intent of what they said via, or of what they want to get across via like an easy mode or whatnot, cool, then by all means. But like if you're missing like key points to what the developer interpreted as, then that could muck up the entire process, honestly, of
Like-
what he wants or what the developer wants.
Like if it's something like Spider-Man, I'm just gonna take a random example. Like Spider-Man 2000 had a kid mode, and I'm fine with that because kids love Spider-Man. It's a great mode for kids. It also had easy, normal, and hard, and I was cool with that. But for a game where its whole selling point it's difficult, then yeah, you shouldn't like just slap on easy mode for the sake of having it because it defeats the purpose of the game. Like I said, it just depends on the game.
That's fair. That is fair. I think we basically.
For the record, I like playing devil's advocate.
I mean, Newtop, I feel like you do a great job of doing that. But moving on. I think we've covered that enough. New type. What is your topic?
Okay, so what is the most important thing in any type of media?
A story.
No, you're all wrong. It's about that booty. Anyway,
I was about to say. I mean, actually, the marketing. Y'all see the charts. Apparently, Atelier Rise is like selling out, and Japan can't keep it.
Okay,
stocked.
so this is actually something I've been actually very curious about in all this waifu wars. At what point do you say, no, that's just a bad design, and we really need to like change how we like design all these female characters?
At what point do you say that?
Yeah, because I've been looking at all these like recent design of all these girls or whatnot, and I just think they're all like
Unrealistic
really shitty
and just like
not unrealistic. No, not unrealistic. Really bad.
Okay,
or
all right.
really bland. Because everything I've been seeing lately has been nothing but sexy or cute, but never like cool or awesome. You know what I mean?
Because it's the people that are playing the game. They're a bunch of perverts. If that's
You mean like Makoto in Persona?
Well, I'd say she's a mix of both.
You mean like Senran and Kagura?
Okay, so Senran Kagura is catered towards it. Senran Kagura knows what it is.
Or Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay, Chronicles 2 was just Chronicles 2 is just special. It
had a blend of all kinds. It was like I was looking at him like, is this a video game or am I watching like a video game equivalent to Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Because what is all these different art styles?
It looks like a gacha game.
See, the thing with Chronicles 2 is because they had so many different hands in the cup for developing the blades. Like, all the different gacha blades you could get were all, like, developed basically by different people. And they all had their own different touch, so there wasn't a unified art style, like, at all. I think Chronicles 2 was the only Xenoblade game that suffered from that.
I don't even know why there's a problem with that. It's not a problem for me. Maybe it can be a problem for others, but I think they all kind of blend for the majority well. It wasn't a big deal for me.
Yeah, I don't think about. So new type. So your question, new type, was what is most important in rephrasing?
I was just asking how. I was asking how you guys feel about like female character designs in general.
Okay, how do I feel about it? So I feel
like as of late.
I feel like a lot of the more recent ones definitely.
Oh, I got something to say.
Differently,
because I feel like a lot of them have been really bland and.
I guess I would say a lot of the times you can kind of assume their personality based on how.
Because I saw this one chick from like Fate, and to be honest, she looks like a giraffe.
Oh dang! Wait, it looks like a giraffe. I don't know Fate characters like that.
I think it's from Fate.
Which one? What does she look like?
She wears like a purple dress.
Oh, are you talking about Raiko?
Yo, don't be getting on Raiko.
Oh no.
Yo, kick this man out the podcast right now.
Oh
don't
shoot.
be talking about Raiko, all right?
Yo, your woman looks like a giraffe. I'm just saying. That's all.
Fuck off, bro. You don't know good character design at all. Fuck off.
Yeah, a waifu war was the last thing I wanted to have start in this podcast, but.
All right, I'm gonna say this though. We've seen Fire Emblem Awakening and what it did for the Fire Emblem series, and how it had like some really good character designs for the most part. You had Jatharja, you had Olivia, I believe, and then you had like I don't know some other characters. Fates followed suit with the really enticing female character designs, and then you get to Fire Emblem Three Houses. This has got to be the most conserved, play it safe character designs I have ever seen in the Fire Emblem series. It's like they knew that this game was going to sell in the West, so they didn't want to get really risque designs with it, so they really dialed it back. I realized that like halfway through the game when we got like the master classes, I was like, there ain't a single risque, just erotic looking outfit in this bitch. And I'm just like, well, Shadow, is that something you care about? Yeah, a little. And and it's really, it kind of sucks. It did kind of suck. But yeah, it's just like I think it's just gonna get worse from here because as this whole like outrage culture goes in and people just complaining about females being represented wrong, designs are gonna play it safe for the most part. So
Well, the thing is, I don't have a problem with a character being sexy or risque. It's just that I think there's an oversaturation to it.
maybe
See, if you find like a good balance, like you said, Awakening, there's some characters like Tharja who's like very sexy and whatnot, and then there's Lucina who's more like conservative.
yeah,
And, like in the way she dresses. That I'm okay.
You just
I don't
want
think
to
it's-
balance.
Yeah, I don't think it's been that out of control as of late. Like, I think it's been okay.
I'd
I mean,
say-
Xenoblade Chronicles 2, yeah, it was kind of out there. But I feel like that game was unapologetic and the developers made the game they wanted to make, so I can't blame them for that.
Yeah. I kind of get with that. I think with Three Houses, because they had like the first part of Three Houses, all of the people there are. Would you say all of them there are underage, aside from like the teachers and whatnot? Most of the students there are underage.
Yeah,
Don't they?
that's true.
Don't they? Aren't they all like 18 plus after the time skip?
After the time skip, they're all like in their 20s roughly, except like I
Yeah.
think Lysithea is like 19 or something like that. Lysithea is like the youngest of the group, and so I can kind of see where they're coming from with like not being too skimpy with it, but at the same time, it's such a weird effect because I remember listening to some of our old discussions. We all at first said these character designs are so boring. None of these characters are interesting, and it's funny that we all said that then. But after I played Three Houses, I put like 120 hours into the game. I feel like these characters are some of the most developed characters we ever had because they give us so much detail into their past. Having everything fully voiced and having so many supports definitely helps with that. But it's crazy how we all were so against it, and then the game kind of just it makes you enjoy these characters before you have to stab them in the neck.
Do you think that would have been different if their designs had been a little bit, risque?
I don't know.
I mean, it's supposed to be a game that's like medieval times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of out of place to have risque designs for your.
I mean, look at Camilla in Fates.
See, everyone says Camilla's such a good character and she has such good development, this and that, and I was like, I don't find Camilla interesting at all. I don't understand where the.
I find Camilla entirely boring.
Like,
well, I'll talk about her design really.
I find her design boring.
I've just everything with Fates
Typical
really.
MILF shit.
The only reason
I
I
don't think
still
she's that
have
old.
the only reason I still have Conquest is because they had Severa in it. So I mean, I can't sell it. But Tark's asking a question. He says, "Is the oversaturation justified with so many more games than ever before? Great studios are shutting down, unable to compete. Is this not a leg they should try to stand on?"
I mean, Ryza's kind of proven that maybe.
I was gonna say, I feel like
that's true.
you ain't never hear anyone because they tell you up to this point was all cutesy, and Ryza's like,
Awesome.
but look at my thighs though, and then
Yep,
everyone's
yeah.
like, okay.
And it became the highest selling game in the franchise. It's like I thought it was gonna be. And hey,
This could just be a one-off thing,
See,
though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
It's
They struck gold.
unfortunate that they have to, because at the same time, because Fire Emblem, I want to say also take a similar term with Awakening, because Awakening had the waifu system, the marriage mechanics, they had the skimpier characters, so on and so forth. The older games didn't quite do that, and then that's what saved Awakening. That's what saved the series. So some people would probably say like you're a sellout if you do this or whatnot, but I mean, I feel like it's kind of like being a YouTuber. Like you have to play the algorithm even though you don't like it if you want to break into the marketplace.
It's like would you want your favorite series to die or
Make some sacrifices.
Make some sacrifices to be better. Exactly. Well, not be better, but to live. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's some things definitely you need to compromise on, and if you stick to like old-fashioned ways of thinking, I don't think it'll work. Like if they were to re-release Shadow Dragon like the exact same DS port, I think a lot of people who got it, come to think of it, actually this is a good point, because I think a lot of people that got into Fire Emblem with Three Houses that assume all Fire Emblem games are like Three Houses with like the school mechanics and the in-between and the Persona-esque month styles, they're gonna be very confused. Very fast, because Fire Emblem at its core, it was supposed to be turn-based strategy RPG, and Three Houses, like, I like the style of Three Houses, and I don't know if they'll do that as a series staple or remake more games like it. Because I mean, if you think about it, there's not really a need. Like if they were to do like Awakening over again, for example, what would you do in between missions? Aside from just run around towns, like it doesn't seem like something that would work well in older Fire Emblem games, but newer ones from the bottom up could probably benefit a bit more from it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I think that just leaves Souls' topic left, and I have a topic as well. But Souls, what is your topic?
Okay. So we all play like a lot of JRPGs and just overall niche games. How do you feel when there are times when a niche game comes out and they get a sequel and it becomes popular and mainstream? Do you still like it, or does it dull
do you have a specific example?
So you mean like when one game comes out and no one talks about it, then it gets a sequel and everyone's talking about it, and you're like, where were you day one?
Yeah, and do you still have?
Wait, I have the perfect game for this. There's a specific game for this. It's Nier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right, that's fair.
Also brings back to my topic that booty does sell. Anyway, moving along.
Yeah, so like,
Honestly,
I feel like a lot of original Nier fans is hyped for Nier Automata at the time.
So like when Nier Automata was first announced, my friend got super excited over it. Meanwhile, everyone else who we were with at the time had no idea what this game was.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went back and revisited it, and the first Nier game actually has like a pretty good story, although the gameplay's pretty
Trash.
Yeah. Still has that story though, and the characters are pretty great.
You know, I think the perfect example of this is probably Street Fighter.
I don't think Street Fighter was.
Because
I think
keep in
that's
mind, Street Fighter 1, no one really gave a fuck about it at all.
Well, first
And then
games
Street
are
Fighter 2
normally
comes
really
out,
rocky
and then
for
boom.
series.
Wasn't Street Fighter 2 just a better game overall when they?
It was a better game, yeah, because Street Fighter 1 was garbage.
Well, I
That's
can't really use that as an
different
example. I'd say a lot of series, like for example, Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. Sorry, Shadow, I saw that said that word again. It did okay for what it was given. Now the second one that came out on Switch, I don't know if it was a concept of adding more content. I think it was just because it was on a better platform. May not be the best example, but I feel like sequels will most of the time always do better because they'll reach a bigger audience the second time. Like if you yell once, then that'll get people's attention, but if you yell again, they'll know where you're at. That's a terrible analogy, I know. But
I think Assassin's Creed could probably go into this category as well.
You say Assassin's Creed?
Because 1, I don't think a lot of people played, and then 2...
I tried to play 1 on the PS3, but 1 had some real bad frame drop issues on PS3.
Yeah, 1 is glitchy, and it's just not a fun...
And then 2 comes out, and all of a sudden, Assassin's Creed becomes like a mega hit.
Well, didn't Assassin's Creed 2 pretty much fix everything wrong with Assassin's Creed 1?
2 was actually really good, though. The story for 2 was good, but
my
main question is, do you still have your same interest and hype for the series or franchise? Once it becomes mainstream and everybody start liking it.
You're like, man, I liked it before.
Yeah, I liked it before all you.
There's a game that actually that's perfect for that. I don't know what it is. I can't remember it.
I feel like remakes are good like this. For example, the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like,
But
there's a bunch of like
was a pretty big game though.
Yeah, but there's like newer fans who will like never go back to the old one, and we're going to go into the new one. To the new one fresh
for that generation.
I mean, I'm not sure if I can really agree with that because the biggest deal back then.
Yeah, I know.
There's a reason why this is getting a remake.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like fans going like having no idea what the hype is about.
That is true.
And we'll probably never go back to the original.
I think a really good example are die-hard Zelda fans that refuse to play the first Zelda game.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think wasn't that game super popular when it first came out?
I'd say for the time, but like, okay, well, the thing in Zelda 2 was, what a bad sequel.
It wasn't bad, it was fucking hard.
Nah, it was
different.
different.
A realistic looking Link.
That was like the 2D one.
Oh,
It was a side scroller.
It was like it tried to be like Castlevania kind of, or Castlevania tried to be like it.
I think Castlevania came out first, so it was trying to be like it.
Which is, if you put Link in like a Castlevania style game, like it doesn't sound that good. But
That could
And they never did it again after the CDI.
actually that could probably work now.
I think would Yakuza be a perfect example of this actually?
I don't even know what the first Yakuza game. Yeah, Yakuza just started getting really popular, like in the West, like in the last like couple of years, right?
Like the moment they launched Zero over here, all of a sudden everybody wants to play the game. So they remade the first game, they remade the second game, and we're getting remastered. And now we're at this point where the series is becoming pretty mainstream. It's not like super mainstream, but like it's getting enough attention that we're getting remasters of 3, 4, and 5. And I'm still pretty interested in that series. Still really like it.
yeah, same. Because I remember I never really messed with the Yakuza game. Well, I messed with probably just one of them out of the many that came out like on the PS3 and PS. It came out on PS2, right?
Yeah, it was the first game and the second game came out on PS2, I think.
Yeah, but I only really started getting into them like what you said, Zero.
Yeah,
So-
Zero was pretty much the game that like spawned the popularity. PS2 game actually had a dub and actually had Mark Hamill in the role of Majima, which was like the perfect role for him because of Joker.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right, cool. So I have my topic as well. But while we're covering my topic, I'm gonna put it out there to all the listeners out there. If you guys are watching, listening, and you're enjoying it, hit that like button for your boy. And we'll take some listener questions in as well. So you guys have any questions, by all means, drop them in the live chat right now, and we'll get to you as soon as we're done with my topic. So my topic, it's kind of like it's kind of general, and I'm sure everyone's been asked this question a few times in their life. But what got you into gaming?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was at my uncle's house, and he had a PS1, and I decided like to try out some of the games he had. And the first game I ever popped in that he owned was this bullet hell shooter called Strikers
Toho?
1945.
Oh.
Really fun game, hard as hell, but I didn't really know much about it back then because it was like the first thing I ever played. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Well, look at all these explosions and shit. And he had another game. He was a pretty big army guy, so most of the games were like army stuff. And so the second game I ever played was like one of those army men, those plastic toy things that got turned into games.
Okay.
Well, he had one of those. I forgot the whole name of it. All right, let me look it up.
You mean Army Man? I'm pretty sure
It's this one. But it's by the company that was responsible for releasing the 3DO. Pretty sure no one gives a fuck about that console. But
I've seen that game.
basically, I played these two, and I really liked them. And I think he offered me to keep his PS1, and I'm like, sure. And that's basically how I got into gaming.
So your uncle gave you his PS1?
Yeah, as far as I remember, yeah.
MVP,
It's like a
right
long time ago.
there. MVP.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Then I graduated onto the PS2, and that I actually actually kept that thing for like almost the entire 7th generation because we didn't have much money for like a 360 or a PS3. Wouldn't switch over to the 360 until 2011, so almost at the end of the life of the 7th generation, which is crazy to think about. And yeah, that's just how I got in gaming. Got introduced into a bunch of cool games, some bad ones, mostly licensed stuff because that's just how we are. We work as kids back then. We love the show or we love the movie. We want to try out the game based off it, and it just turns out to be a pile of shit. So yeah.
All right, Mr. JRPG. What about you? How did you come to awaken as a JRPG god?
Like just general gaming. I'm pretty sure like any kid will be interested in gaming. So, I think my first game was like Sonic 2.
Hey.
And I really enjoyed that one a lot. I always played it. It was, oh man, so many memories playing that game. But the game that really got me into it was Metal Gear Solid on PS1. Ever since I started playing that, just gaming has been in my hobbies. It's single-handedly like destroyed my school interest. Like my grades started to suffer. I started going back in the day and realized that this is when things started to go downhill when it came to schooling because Metal Gear came into my life. And ever since then, I've just been playing games. What got me into the JRPGs? That's a different case. My first JRPG I played was Final Fantasy VII, and at the time, I didn't really like to read because I was so damn young, and I was just being a kid. I don't even know how I got past anything in that game since I didn't like to read, but I spent a lot of time in Midgar as a result. It wasn't really to the PS2 generation that I really got into JRPGs as a whole. I think it started with Xenosaga. But yeah, ever since then, man, it's been JRPGs and nothing but.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
For me, I can't really say there was really a thing that got me into gaming. It was mostly just, I think my dad one day just came home with the PS1 and we had a demo disc.
Demo
Crash. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot and Toomba. And those are the games that
I think I remember that demo disc, yeah.
Yeah. But those are the main games I played for hours on end, days, weeks, months, and I didn't play anything else for pretty much most of the PS1 life until towards like the end of it, when I remember going to like a Kmart or a Walmart or something, and I seen Digimon World 1. I wanted it so bad, never got it. And I think we moved on to PS2 after that. I can't, or no, Nintendo 64, one of those things. And that's when I really started taking off from there. I only got into JRPGs like you, Shadow Leap, mostly on the PS2. I kind of like skipped out on the PS1 JRPGs for the most part until the PSP came out. And you remember the hack and see?
Yeah. I remember the hack and see on that.
That was when my world opened up. That was when I was going, like, the PS2 and the PSP was when I went down that JRPG rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything was done from there.
Okay, all right, cool. New type. What about you?
For me, I think my brother just really wanted the an SNES, and they were get him one. Then they saw and said, "We're gonna get you."
So new type, not to cut you off, but you super crackly. Your internet connection good there, pal?
Beep boop.
Beep boop. I don't think I am. I think is it okay now?
Yeah, you sound pretty good.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so my brother wanted an SNES. He didn't get that. He got a Sega Genesis instead. They're like, damn, that shit's expensive. Here you go.
Makes sense.
And then we ended up playing Sonic and like Mortal Kombat and those games, and then we eventually got an N64. And those are the games I remember playing the most. So I can't really say there was anything specific that got me into it. We just started playing. And then from there, went on to play the PS2, Xbox 360, and then here we are today.
I find it funny how most of our stories involve the PS2.
Oh yeah.
This is where I'm about to change all of that, because my gaming story dates back to when I was like 3, 4. My brother, he had gotten an N64 for his birthday. And because I was his little brother, what big brother does, little brother does too. So we played like Mario Party and Diddy Kong Racing and like Cruis'n USA, all that good stuff.
No GoldenEye?
No, Mom was super against anything guns. I think we had GoldenEye, but Mom didn't let me go anywhere near it. I think that was only for Mom said GoldenEye was violent, so she's
that was sad actually, because I would have loved to see her reaction when you find out how short Odd Job was.
Well, no, see, because the rule with the N64 version was no odd jobs because he was too short to be hit with a gun, and you can't aim the gun down. So I do know about that. Trust me, I know about that. My uncle told me about that later on in life.
It's funny how you guys started out when the first shooter playing was like GTA, and I 6 or 7.
Oh, excuse me. My mother had always been, my family in general has been super strict on like different things, like with guns specifically. Oh jeez, I am too much water today. Okay. But aside from that, it was basically a lot of my childhood was N64, and then my earliest like memories aside from N64 was when I started going to public school when I was in like grade like 2. One of the kids on the block, I think his name was like Michael or something like that. He was one of my closest friends going through school, and he had a Game Boy Color, a purple one that was like see-through, and he had Pokemon Blue. And one day he just told me I could have it. And
Bruh, I got the opposite of that story. A kid at my school had a Game Boy and Pokemon Red, and I wanted to play it so bad, but he never let me.
So I'm living your best life, Souls. All right.
You pretty much.
So he gave that to me. I have so many good nostalgic memories of sitting at my mother's scrapbook table because for those who don't know, the Game Boy Color wasn't backlit. It had color, but it wasn't backlit. So she had a lamp at her scrapbooking table, and I would just sit there for hours on end just running through Pokemon. I got like all my Pokemon to like. Because at that point I was just running the Elite Four like every time I possibly could. I think my team off memory was Blastoise, Haunter, because I did not know he needed a trait, so he was like level like 70 Haunter. I had a Mewtwo there as well. I want to say that I didn't even have a Pidgeot because I hated all the Generation 1 birds. I thought they were ugly. I think I had a Rhyhorn and maybe a Chansey, something like that. But yeah, that's basically that. And then my brother got a GameCube around the same time as well when I was like around grade 2-ish. So have fond memories of that. And that's basically when I first personally started getting into gaming myself. When I first started buying my own games and stuff like that, and generally showing an interest. My first JRPG was Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. And that was when I had hacked the family Wii. And there's a bit of a story to that, so I'll go into that super quickly just so while we wait for your listener questions to pop in. I ended up breaking the disk drive. So I don't know what I did, but when I was hacking the Wii, I gave up halfway through and said this is too complicated, but it wouldn't read discs anymore. So I was like, well, if I can't read it off a hard drive, I'm sued. So I basically finished hacking our Wii out of pure will of my parents not wanting to tell my parents that I bricked our Wii. So, and then after that, I just started loading games in there like Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, because I'm sorry, if you're willing to pay $500 for Radiant Dawn or Path of Radiance, you are a real MVP. And I got Xenoblade on there, and that was basically my first JRPG experience. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I started working at a GameStop. Or EB Games here, GameStop in America. That's basically when I started buying my own video games, just playing whatever I wanted and branching out. But growing up, it was literally just like strictly Nintendo stuff most of the time. Okay, my vocal cords there. Cool.
It's funny you said that about Pokemon, that you had a really high level hunter. I remember having a really high level
Kadabra?
I think it was what's that fairy thing? It wasn't a fairy at the time. What's it called? Clefable, or something like that. Yeah, Clefable, in like red and blue. It was like level like 45 before I got my third gym badge. I literally didn't know how to use cut.
Listen.
Yeah, I was the same. I had a Haunter.
You'll never know the struggle
Unevolved.
until you have a level 93 Kadabra and keep telling yourself, when is this thing going to evolve?
Man, oh my god, really?
Yeah.
I always like I was naive too. I didn't know you needed to trade them to. You know what I thought? I thought that you can trade them with a character in the game, because you remember how there was those random characters that traded Pokemon. That wasn't the case.
I remember as a kid, I caught Missingle by accident. I caught Missing No by accident, and I was so mad that it messed up my game.
Go to the PC box. All your Pokemon are like, trainer, I don't feel so good.
Messed up. I was like, what the freak is going on? I was using it too. I was trying to level it up, but not level it up.
What you evolve into? You evolving a Mew? What you doing?
I didn't do anything with it. I kept it as missing no. It was so bad. Actually, you know what? That used to give me nightmares.
Missing no.
Missing no messed up my game. I don't know why. It was so weird to me. I guess.
Watch. There's an exploit with Sword and Shield. To get it running at 60 frames, you need to have a missing no in your game at some point. Shadow's about to get his Pokemon bank up and running. But like, let me get this missing no in this game real quick. That'd be like, yo, 60 FPS hacks. Let me get that missing no real quick.
Absolutely. That's gonna be me all day.
Hey, speaking of the old games, what was it called? Blue and Red. Since they're on the 3DS, can you transfer them to the bank?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You can. I think everything in your first PC box can be transferred right into the transfer box in bank, and then you can transfer it from any Pokemon game thereon after. And I don't think, because I went through my entire game with a Mew, because there's a really easy glitch you can do to get that Mew. I don't think Pokemon. I think they either don't recognize it in Pokemon Bank as a Mew, or they say congratulations or something like that. I don't know. It's they either penalize you for it or they just say congratulations. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, those are definitely something they could. I would love if they brought those. If they did like Game Boy Color or Game Boy Color games on the Switch Online service alongside like NES and SNES, bro. I can see the Switch Online service actually taken off if they had a lot more retro games to it.
Yeah.
But okay, so we do have a listener question from my boy Advanced Gaming Cow. This is more so for us and not so much for Shadow, but Shadow will probably have some kind of input. So he says, my question would be, what would you want in the next SRW game, being Super Robot Wars, and what do you hope it would have? So basically,
I know what I want in that game.
We know what you want.
We want to know exactly. Shadow, tell the people what you want the next SRW game to be.
Okay, what I want in that game is one character in particular.
Okay.
Now, I don't know her name, but Blake, I think you do.
I don't actually. I didn't play on this Frontier. New type?
Okay, never mind then. Continue.
What's her name?
You talking about the green hair girl?
Nah, it's like a purple hair girl.
Kaguya?
Kaguya.
Nah, God.
The belly dancer?
It's from the mobile game.
From the mobile. Are you talking about the one with the huge breasts?
Absolutely.
Oh my god. She's from. I think she's from DD or Cross Omega.
Hold on.
I think Cross Omega.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Give me a sec, I'll find it.
This type's gonna go through Tumblr real quick and search for it, but
you gotta post it so the people can see.
So long as it's not safe for work, I'll put it on the stream.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
That's even harder.
In terms of what I would want from the next SRW game, I would love for it to be OG3, have 3-man pair up, and do like a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate kind of thing, and just do like an everything is here, and have all the previous SRW OG units that have been in previous games, specifically the Maso Kishin units. Those guys, I really love them in OG Second on PS3. They were super good. I missed them already. Is that her?
This chick, right? Is the one you're talking about?
Wait, what happened?
In the chat, is this the one you're talking about?
Let me see real quick. Oh, absolutely, yes, her.
This one? Okay, hold on.
We need her in the game.
I'll put her. I'll put her on stream real quick. Hold up.
We need her in the game.
Also,
He has certain assets that he's interested in.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's funny that the mobile games do characters like that when their faces don't even look like they would have that type of body. It's just like only on the mobile games too.
If you see certain designs of this game, you know someone's putting the finishers out there.
Yeah, like especially in DD, there's one chick that like really. She's like a loli.
Oh, there's another character that I was thinking of that's she's extra thick and not in the right way.
The blonde.
Wait, which character?
Wait, are you talking about like the blonde black chick?
Yeah, the tan one.
Who's just got like triple F size titties for no reason.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Oh no!
Okay,
God, okay.
This is just gonna devolve. This is just gonna devolve.
Oh, just show it in the chat. We don't have to talk about it. I just want to see.
I know. I gotta find her though.
So back to what I was saying though about OG3. I'd love her to be OG3 because I think they're announcing the next one on Thursday. I hope that's the next one on Thursday. There's a presentation at the very least. I think they're announcing the next one. So I'd love for it to be OG3. I'm not holding my breath. If it's to be another anime game, all I ask is that we have a lot more new anime than returning anime. You good, Shadow? You good?
My bad. I just got hit with a death blow. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, oh my. See. Oh, just okay. This one. This. She just overall. I think Bao's super into this, and I just don't agree at all.
Hey, nothing wrong with this girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Shadow. Shadow, please.
Ain't nothing wrong with this girl. That's a healthy guy right there.
So back to my topic.
I was supposed to literally do type like back to talk about this. Okay, yeah. But so that's it. Someone's gonna log on to this podcast and be like, "What the hell's happening?" But so Shadow wants these chicks in the next SRW game, but Shadow. So Shadow's gonna be Shadow. What about you, Type? What are you were probably the most SRW seasoned out of all of us here. What are your expectations?
For the next XRW game, I hope it's OG. I hope they add in. Well, they're probably gonna add in Dairyo. The rest of the Alpha 3 cast. I hope they start W, maybe at least like the first half, and do the second half for another OG game, assuming there is the next OG game after 3.
Adapt that Z timeline, please. I need that Gun Leon and glorious OG engine.
And then they could probably add in like another character. The Wii.
Oh, come on.
Since I think that's also a one-off.
Or do you think they would? So what came first, the Wii game or OE?
Wii.
Wii? Okay.
I'm pretty sure Wii came out first.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
They can add in whenever, because who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I don't even think it had much of a plot anyway. And hope they bring back the Masho Kishin in some way. I don't know how the hell they're gonna do that.
Possess Sidebuster make everything good?
I don't know, because of the plot things, I don't know how they're gonna bring that back. But I hope they do. That'd be dope. Maybe Masaki turns into Asakim at the end.
Bro, that would be such a cliffhanger at the end of it. Like the end credit scene, just mic drop, he turns into Asakim and then leads to the next. Oh my please.
And then I can set up like Z. Oh shit! Now I want that. Okay.
Bro, oh my gosh, could really set up Z.
Actually, honestly, they can start Z next game if they really wanted to, but I think that would be too much going on at once.
I think. Well, didn't they have Selena in Moon Dwellers, like for a stage?
Well, they set her up in a Dark Prison.
Dark Prison, right?
They had one stage of her in the Moon Dwellers, and then they're gonna actually do her plot that they had in Alpha 3 for the next OG.
So they could literally just throw like Rand and Mail on one random stage somewhere, not even have their unit playable, like just as like NPCs that are like in a conversation, just like
if they really wanted to be like, hey, we're here, we'll see us later. The Crow, interesting to see. And he's
Look at this question, but
wait, which question? Oh, the one by Money Goat? No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll answer that a different date. G Shadow, what do you want for the next SRW game? Knowing you, because you're not part of the OG timeline, Fanny probably says something about the anime games, but what do you want to see with the next SRW game?
Well, if it's an anime game,
IBO?
I would like to see Leisner to come back.
Oh, Leisner, okay, yeah. I'm down with Leisner.
Leisner's cool.
I would like to see Outlaw Star to debut.
Oh, yeah, well, they didn't have,
Bebop.
they had Bebop, so. You think they bring back Bebop immediately? Because they're like with Cross-Hand, they brought back Cross-Hand like twice.
I wouldn't see them bring back a non-mech game twice. Mech series twice. I'd like to see Escafoni again.
are they finally going to put IBO in?
I haven't seen that. We've never actually seen that in anything other than an obscure handheld that nobody cares about. I would like to see IBO debut in an actual game.
You haven't said Banjo yet, so
stop using Getter Armageddon for once and use something else, please.
Use Devolution?
Maybe.
I don't think is Devolution even done?
Well, Mazinger Zero is done. Is that?
Zero's done.
Okay, Zero's done. Okay. I don't know if Devolution's done.
I think it's still ongoing. I could be wrong.
And that's really all I have at the top of my head. Because I know they're gonna appeal to the friggin'. They're going to keep appealing to the people that enjoy growing up all the old stuff, like the UC Gundams, and potentially we'll probably see Gundam Seed again.
See, I feel like they
Code
do
Geass
that.
Code Geass is probably another one because they did have that movie coming.
I think
Actually, I would like to see next.
I think it's a bit too soon. Is it too soon to have R3 debut in a movie or debut in a game?
I think it's about
Because I feel like, oh yeah, NT came. When did NT's been out for a long enough time period? With Gundam,
I think it's been out
they normally do
like a year.
Gundam like as soon as they, especially UC, they normally do that as soon as they can. Because wasn't the first part of Unicorn not done yet when they had it in Z3?
I think it was.
I think
it was close to being done.
Yeah. Because at the end of Z3, when they showed the trailer, for Z2 or Z3 Part 2 at the end of Z3 Part 1, and they show the blue unicorn. But I think at that point it had just been like done in the anime.
I know Operation Overworld used the unicorn before it was done. They used it up until the Banshee appeared.
The Phoenix going to be like a boss throughout the whole thing until the end, then. If they do introduce,
bro, if they introduce it and the Phoenix isn't a unit, I'm a beast. Because the Phoenix is like my favorite. Phoenix is in like my top 5 of the UC suits. I love Phoenix. That thing is cool. It's slick. It's fast. It's got that gold paint job.
It's got a little girl's mind inside.
That's just a little. I mean, I was you'd have to expose me like that. But speaking of little girls' minds, Souls, what you want the next SRW game to have?
Oh my god.
I can't really say I'm super versed, but you know, just put IBO. Everybody doing it. Why not? Everybody's doing it, but SRW.
I would say, yeah, you got a point. Like they got IBO in the mobile game. They got IBO in Cross Rays. They got new IBO suits in Cross Omega. Like IBO.
Literally, everybody's done it.
IBO.
We need more Angela Ballsack.
That too.
I liked Angela, and she was.
Why
really
you got
good.
to say her name like that?
What you mean? Her name is Angela Ballsack. Ball.
Okay,
Sack.
so it's Ballsack with a Z, but she can get the ball sack. I'm just saying.
Wait, was that her name?
Yeah, Angela Ballsack. She even says it like that in English. Angela Ballsack.
I don't remember that.
Just to hear Money get. So Money Go said, just stop by to say howdy. Nice of you to do that. Dropped a like. What a guy.
Not a question.
He said, also my question, do you still kiss your body pillow on the lips? And to that, I say we gotta get out of here for today's podcast.
Man.
It's been fun.
I'm very curious
We have
about your freaking diva pill.
You ducked that.
What about it?
question.
She's in the wash right now. She's a little dirty. We've been going
Little
for
crusty, you mean?
We've been going for almost 3 hours. Think about that for a second. This is a bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I wanted to keep this like under 2 hours.
That's what happens, man.
You know what? I was going to say, I like to think that my podcast was a bit more contained than Shadow's podcast. That's why Shadow's podcasts are fun, because you just got Riku screaming in one corner and everyone else in the other corner. Like it's
pretty much.
It's a great time. It's a great time. Don't even get me started on Shintai. Oh, Shintai's a who. I haven't seen Shintai in a long time. But so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. A big shout out to everyone that came out and enjoyed. We're gonna start doing our outros here, starting with G Shadow. G Shadow, where can they find you on the platform?
You can find me on my channel at GShadow007. I am close to 500 subs. I do anime reviews and shit. I guess your starting point would be my Kiss XS review, because I blow a fucking gasket in that video.
Oh, you're talking about that
was
hentai?
trash.
I love how G Shadow says your starting point would be like he's talking to like my fans, like they're the least common denominator here. Because for those that G Shadow's got a lot of other anime reviews as well, but you probably say Kiss Exist because Kiss Exist is probably it's probably the anime that everyone would know out of all of them, aside from like of course the obvious mecha ones. But all right, Shadow Elite JRPG God, plug yourself.
All right, what's going on, people? Shadow Elite here. If you need to know about JRPGs, go to my channel. All right, we're talking about all the JRPGs that come out all the time. We're going to be covering Trails of Cold Steel 3 when it drops. Expect a review for that. Final Fantasy 7 video is going to be up soon. I just got broken in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. You should check out that live stream. But yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. New type. What about you?
Hi, I'm Utah. You can find me at Roving Bunker at Twitter. I dabble, I guess.
Now, see, New Type never mentions these in any of the
Also,
videos
my
he's
channel.
in. There it is. There it is. If you look at any video New Type's featured on in my channel, aside from the podcast, you will see a link to his Tumblr. His Tumblr is lit. Check out his Tumblr. Follow. What do you tumble on Tumblr? Do you follow?
I just retweet shit. If you want to send me DM shit, I will talk about it with you.
Just don't send him pro tips. But
You can tell me if you want. I'll block you, but you can send it anyway.
all right, Souls. What about you, man?
Yo, good time here. Thanks for having me. You can check me out on Twitter at Soul0Souls, YouTube. What else? Oh yeah, I'm going to be streaming some more Tales of Graces on Insane Mode. Should be fun. And I may start streaming Neo. I don't know if I'm going to stream on YouTube. May just be Twitch, but yeah.
All right, and of course, this has been your boy Westtown HD. A big shout out to everyone who listened live. And if you guys are listening to it in post, hit me up on Twitter. Just tweet me a message, whatnot. Just say, hey, here's what I like about the podcast. Give us some more questions / topics you want to hear us talk about in the future. And I don't know if we'll be doing this weekly or bi-weekly, but keep up with me on Twitter for info regarding that. This has been your boy Westtown HD, and we'll see you guys next episode. Deuces.
Bye.
Bruh.
Peace.